Hi guys, it's Archie Luxury. Hey, you're on the Archie Luxury live stream. Guys. It's a beautiful Sunday. It's the 7th of January, but it's the 6th in America. Guys, what is happening? What is going on? I'm having a great time. I'm starting to get my vigor back. That's right, guys. And I got to tell you something. I got a big announcement. You guys possibly don't know or do know, but I was going to see LA MethWitch. I'd already booked the ticket. I booked the hotel. And then they had a fucking cyclone. Tornado for you Americans. So that was canned. And then before Christmas, I thought, I'll reschedule. The airport got flooded. So I had a bit of a look and a think, and I thought to myself, fuck this shit. You know what I'll do? I will jump on a jet plane and go and see Methy, LA MethWitch. That's right, I'll go and see him. Because you know why? That's how we roll. The community, the Archieverse, wants to see us. That's what they want to do. They want to see us. What can I say? You know what I'm saying, don't you? You know what I'm saying. And it's a very important thing you got to realize. I really thought, you know what? I'm going to go and visit him. Fuck it. I was delayed, but I thought, fuck this. Jump on a jet and go visit him. Now, speaking of people visiting, hello, Mr. HR. How are you?
Hey, Arch. What's new in your world, bud?
Hey, I just want to say I really do appreciate you coming on. Let me just say this to you. You're a little bit, you know what you're like?
Tell me.
You're like a policeman. I know you're sniggering there and laughing, but HR, the problem, I'll tell you what's wrong with HR, okay? Let me just explain this to you nicely, okay? Because I love you.
Tell me, Paul.
I do love you with all tenderness and support. But what actually happens is that you understand that, you know, what we want to do is we want to just explain to you that love is a very interesting thing. We have love. And the problem is nobody likes a policeman, because you have a policeman and say you do a spiff, you know, like a joint. They could be obliged to report it. Otherwise, they could get in trouble. And it just causes trouble with the dynamics of the friendship, okay? It causes trouble, okay? That's what I'm trying to tell you, okay? Now, the thing is, what I'm trying to say to you is, in your case, being a HR henchman, you have the same problem because people are very cynical to you. They pretend to be nice to you. People are always looking for work. They want the inside track. You know, they want to know what's going on, and they want to know, but the truth is they're not really your friend. Okay?
Ooh. Yeah, but Arch, you need to remember, I don't go to work to make friends. I go to get the paycheck.
I know that's the corporate line, but we're actually social creatures. When you take the money away from it, we're actually very social. That's what we are as human beings.
I don't disagree, Arch, but not at work.
We are social. We want acceptance. We want friends. We're an animal, because we are animals. You've got to understand this. We are animals, right? We are animals. And what we like to do is we like to be friends. We want friends, and we want to nurture these friends. And the problem is, by being a HR, it's like being a policeman. Nobody really trusts you or likes you. They laugh at you behind your back.
Ooh, come on, come on.
And I just want to say to you, I understand you do have a need for friendship, right?
I see. Is this a soul reading, Arch?
I understand why you come on here. It's because you want to come on here and have a few friends, which, you know, something, to be completely honest with you, I'm perfectly okay, because I need a stuntman. You know, like, you know, when you start a good show, at the end of the show, everyone's in the mood. They want to jump on. I start a little bit early because of time zones. And so I need a stuntman, a stunt cock. I need a stunt cock to come out and do the pre-show. Like when you go see a band, what do you have? Firstly,
well, you have the warm-up. The warm-up.
The warm-up. You have the band comes out. That's not the main event. They have the warm-up.
You're saying I'm chopped liver?
What I'm saying is your talent that hasn't reached its full potential. Now, what I want to say to you is, right?
Go on, Arch.
I think you don't really want to be in HR. You want to do something else.
I agree, Arch. I completely agree with you there, Paul.
I can see this, because you don't like this. You don't want to be the cop that reports your friends for smoking a joint at the Christmas party. You don't want to be that guy, okay?
Arch, I'm actually a pretty cool guy.
I know. I think you're cool too, but I'm just trying to explain to you speaking of cool guys, we've got my good friend Mark Goldberg, the greatest dog trainer in the world, accomplished author, wristwatch expert.
HR. And why we're talking HR out of an entire career?
Yeah, now you understand about not being popular because you went against the grain as well, right? Let me explain it to you, Marky Goldberg.
Yeah, explain, Paul.
It's like, okay, how do I put this? You turn up in a pink Suburban into a new town in the South. You know, where it's got Jesus saves lives, Jesus hates fat. You know, that's the town, right?
We love gay people. We love gay people on the Archie show.
You turn up with your boyfriend. Can I tell you something, Marky? Can I tell you something? Seriously, no bullshit. No bullshit. No bullshit.
Tell me. I gotta.
You know that pink Birkin?
Yeah.
I actually want to use it as my own bag and just be super. Is that really wrong to do that?
No,
or not really.
I say, you know, fuck them if they can't take a joke. And remember, you told me you have 3 of them, so use one.
Is that wrong?
No, use it or lose it. Enjoy what you have. You know, a wise man once said, "It's all."
Can I flirt with guys? Can you give me some tips on flirting with guys?
Look, when you come, how about I show you? When you come to Chicago, Satan's Kitten and I will take you on a documentary, like a safari, to the section of town known as Boys Town, and we'll take you. We'll hold your hand. We'll see what happens. I mean, I'm not saying you're going to have a late life change of pace, but you could be Jane Goodall, living with the chimps, observing, interacting, drinking.
Can you drop the link for Aaron? Can you drop the link for Aaron?
We can. We got a super chat as well here. We got a super chat. Where have you been? Hoff on Smash $2. He said you're the fluffer, HR. Now service Mark. Now see, the thing is,
I need a magnifying glass for that.
In
but
HR,
I feel like,
and tweezers.
In HR, you're not actually. What the problem is, what I'm trying to say is, you're not loved.
Ooh, Archie, okay. Come on.
You're not loved.
Is HR?
It's like being a cop. You're not loved. No one trusts you. It's like turning up. You're the one that's out. It's like you turn up in your pink Supermobile, right? You turn up because you're from San Francisco, the big smoke. You go there, right? And you're just not like. Now that's exactly how it feels to be a HR man. And I want to tell you something, Mark. You know, Mr. Goldberg, I really...
Yes.
I had a good friend of mine, right?
Yeah.
And she's got a niece who's a lesbian. And I got to tell you, I've always really gotten on well with lesbians.
Me too. I like women.
I don't just say this sucky flatorial, but I really actually like lesbians. No, I'm not talking about sleeping with them or this or that. I'm just talking as people.
Well, I think your chances of sleeping with a lesbian are pretty limited.
Actually, I'll be honest with you. I have slept with a few, to be completely honest with you.
Arch,
Can
I
I
thought
tell you a line?
bestiality
Can
was
I
illegal.
tell you a line? Can I tell you a line? I said to this one girl,
What that cost?
I know you're a lesbian, but you're incredibly beautiful. Do you want to give it a try on the other side? Marky, you know what?
She must have been so you were the razor blade with which she cut herself that night.
Marky.
Yes, tell me, darling.
I'm just telling you the story, right?
Yeah, I know. Samantha.
Dog Mad Milo, member for 16 months. That will mean Satan's Kitten will be on camera.
I didn't say we were going to say.
No, we didn't. Not gonna look. We got Erin in the background. I think Erin is a.
Hi, Erin. Hi, Erin. Are you ever going to speak? Let's hear your voice.
You think Erin's a lesbian? Erin could be a lesbian, couldn't she? She'd make a good lesbian, wouldn't she? She's got
Erin,
that real mean, non-talking.
What do we got there? An Alf puppet?
Oh, that's a what's it? It's the cartoon character. Pokemon? Is that Pokemon?
Sonic the Hedgehog, Arch.
Sonic. By the way, Marky, what I'm trying to tell you the story is, right, besides what HR is exactly like being a homosexual coming into a Midwest town. Okay?
Nobody trusts HR. That's the problem. You get called in to talk to HR, people assume it's going to be bad.
No, but hold on, guys. This is a common misconception. It's not HR doing the sacking. I support with the employment law. Fight me dead.
We understand that. I mean, part of what you do is, prevent people from committing sexual battery. But, also chances are if you're called into HR, it could be that the bosses have told you, sack this person. Listen, my sister spent like 2 years at Bank of America in San Francisco. She was like 23, 24. And her whole in HR, which is what she has her master's in, and her entire job, she had to change jobs because after 2 years of this, it was killing her. Her whole job was to sack people who had been with the company for like 20 years, and to walk them through their options and their retraining.
That's the movie, that movie with what's his name? Up in the Air.
George Clooney. Yeah.
I love that movie, by the way. That movie I love so much.
And that was her job.
It's a good chance for you to restart your life.
It's not everybody's.
What do you really want to do? What do you really want? I love that line. What do you really want to do with your life? And
Arch, let me answer that. I'm hesitant to answer because it seemed like 2 days ago or 1 day ago, JB got really pissed off. So I've already addressed that, but he got sand in his vagina.
Well, Go ahead. Speak your piece, HR. I mean, we know that we're oversimplifying your entire career and we're trivializing it. Defend yourself.
Well, what I really want to do is follow my dad's footsteps and continue the property development business.
What?
Property development.
Property
That's
development.
another area where people are like, everyone loves property developers, don't they?
Listen, some of the richest people on earth are not well loved. It doesn't matter if other people love what you do.
That's why they set up charities and do good shit. They do good shit, don't they?
It only matters if you love what you do. Just like when you were in IT, telling people to restart it all day, every day. You might not have been loved, but look at the job satisfaction you had at the time.
I learned about watches when I was in IT because I used to just surf the net all day.
You had nothing else.
Yeah, no wonder you hated HR, Archie, because you probably got sacked for that, big boy.
Yeah, only if you're caught. And you know what? I managed to. You know what? One thing, I'll tell you a funny story. People are so superficial.
Oh, he's gone.
I managed to squeezle an office out of where I was working. I said, look, I'm in IT. I need an office because I've got expensive assets. The company assets are coming in. I got to get them all ready. People could steal stuff. So I managed to get an office, which I was kind of, he's back. Mr. HR, I was kind of mid-level, and there were senior people. One guy had a doctorate in environmental science, and he didn't have an office, right?
He had a cubicle.
And his name was Mark. His name was Mark Brafus. Yeah, and I said, Mark, this is what I said to him. I like to really stir people. I said, Mark, I was in my PPR, it's the performance review, KBR's PPR, they used to call it. People Performance Review, it's called. Mm-hmm. And I said, Mark, you know what? They offered me 5% more or an office. And I said, you know what? Fuck it. I want an office with a door.
Why wouldn't you negotiate for both?
No, but I just said it to stir. I didn't. I just stirred him. Anyhow, he went back. He went back to his line manager and complained that Paul was offered an office or more money. Why wasn't I given that option?
Did you have a red swing line stapler as well and a pencil sharpener?
You know, I love that movie. That movie is so fucking. I have worked at that company. You know what I mean?
That's my red swing line stapler. You know what? When I first started in business, at the company that I ran for like 30 years, I had an IBM Selectric typewriter. Do you remember the Selectric? It had a ball.
Yes. Actually, you know, stop. I fucking dreamed. I fantasized of an IBM Selectric. They were a expensive workhorse. They literally could withstand a nuclear blast and they would still work. They were fucking heavy.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Right. They were fucking heavy. They had a beautiful. I remember when you turned them on. It had a little hum. Oh, I had a green. I had access to a green one for a.
I had a green one. I had a green one.
You know what? They were so beautiful. They were well engineered, well made.
IBM. It was the IBM.
IBM.
And
they weren't made in China. They were manufactured in some plant in Massachusetts or Missouri. They were made somewhere in America.
Well, let me tell you what, when they needed service, which was not often, but when you needed service, you called the service number. They dispatched a technician who arrived with a proper briefcase filled with tools, wearing a 3-piece suit. Because it was the 80s, and they wore a 3-piece suit back in the day. So he had a leather briefcase filled with tools and a 3-piece suit. I mean, they were like, they were like professionals. And what really, you know, when I think back on it, I'm very sad about this, and you're going to be mad at me when I tell you what happened.
Yeah.
Well, you know, eventually,
you know, Tom Hanks collects typewriters. I don't know if you know that.
Well, we have one here. We have an old Royal, but the sad thing is that when the Selectric was eventually replaced by the word processor with a floppy disk, and it was much better because I was running a magazine and I needed to be able to type and store articles. In the Selectric, you had to retype them and retype them. So when I finally became proficient with the word processor, which was a personal computer that did nothing but word process, and it had keys that typed the shit up, my Selectric went into a closet. Actually, 2 of them went into a closet, and like about 10, 15 years later, I threw them out.
Oh, Marky.
Marky.
I threw out 2 IBM Selectrics. And
do you wish you had them still? Do you wish you had them still?
Just as a collector's item, but they were big, as you know. They were probably like
I know.
They were probably like
I know what they are. Hey, you know what happened to my one is that I had one, right? Yeah. And it was a second hand. I could never afford a new one. I mean, IBM equipment, you had to be.
How much did they cost originally? I want to say, and this is like many, many, many decades ago, I think they were about $1,500 to $2,000 in the 80s.
They weren't cheap. Let me say that. They weren't cheap. They were not cheap. They were not cheap, okay?
No, big money.
They were not cheap.
And they weighed like 30, 40 pounds. They were very heavy, well-made, cast.
My mum and dad traded it in on a Canon, a plasticky, flimsy fucking Canon.
The IBM, and it had a ball. And that ball.
They were golf ball. They were golf ball typewriters. They were called a golf ball typewriter because you could actually change the ball if you wanted a different font. Did you know that?
Yeah. You just pulled the ball and put the new ball. You had multiple balls. Listen, I had
multiple balls. Fuck me, Dad. You're a fucking upper middle class cunt, aren't you? I only had one fucking used ball with a Z that didn't work.
And I stupidly threw it.
Fuck you.
Archie, one time I interviewed a typist because back in the day, we not only needed articles and such typed on this IBM Selectric, but we also needed typesetting, which was done on a typesetter machine that cost like 25 grand. In 1985, 25 grand was like 100 grand now. We used to have to finance that crap.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, that's right. And you used to buy it on a. No, you didn't own the IBM. This is why they don't exist that well.
It was
basically, it was on a finance plan. It was on a lease plan. Yes.
And then if you paid it for like 15 years, finally you'd own it. Well, anyway, this very prim and
but they often before you ever owned it, they always upsold you to the new and latest
the next
gadget.
one. That was like copiers. Remember with the copiers?
Yes, the copiers, man. Remember the copy? Oh my God, copiers.
Well, those fucking things were like $5 grand.
I had a guy who used to sell OSE copiers. He made a lot of money.
Xerox. Anyway, my story.
So you remember that Xerox? Speaking of HR, there was a very famous
$50. $50.
Patel Philippe, $50. Traveling this weekend. Stopped in to say hello and have a good show. Thank you. Thank you. Did you know there was this guy from Xerox who was fired and he went there and shot all the staff he was working with? Remember that killing in the early 2000s?
No, but unfortunately those things are still happening. Super chat.
Look, we want to say a big thank you to Tan. It's
even though it's very still.
It's very, very important. It was actually the Honolulu shooting. In the 1999 Honolulu shooting, the Xerox murders. This is where a guy at Xerox killing his supervisor and 6 co-workers. It was in Honolulu at Xerox.
Arch, can you say, while we're talking about murder and mayhem, can you say a quick hello to SpongeBob SquarePants?
He was a service technician who
went crazy.
Yeah. They fired him. I mean, people. You got to understand.
Do you remember when the expression "he's gone postal"? Because in the United States there was a series of
Unibomber.
Not the Unabomber mailed. Oh, I have a story about the Unabomber. I'll tell you my Unabomber story in a moment. But no, we call it going postal here in the United States. Because through the 90s, there were multiple instances of post office workers, not usually letter carriers, people who worked in the back, going crazy, bringing guns to work and like shooting up the place. There were probably 24 post office shootings by postal workers. So the phrase became going postal, which is very sad, that all this stuff happened. Now it's even. I mean, we shouldn't talk about this. Sorry, guys. This is nasty, ugly stuff. Say hi to SpongeBob.
Hello, SpongeBob.
There we go. Erin's kindly joined us with her cast of characters.
Hey, Spongy.
Hey, remember when they had were you Spongeworthy, Archie? Were you Spongeworthy HR? Were you old enough HR to be Spongeworthy?
Yeah, I watched it on TV. I've also watched the films as well. Yeah, it's all about the SquarePants.
No, I'm referring to the sponge birth control method, which we'll talk about right after this. Super chat.
Where have you been? We've got a great super chat, and this here is from JT. $2. Arch, transition the discussion to typewriter cases.
Oh my God, we did have those, but there really was no case that I recall.
I actually did typing at school. Everyone said, "Why do you want to do typing? It's a little bit feminine for you, Paul, isn't it?"
No, we all had to take.
And typing. I said, you know what? I actually did extra after everyone had a choice. I stayed typing.
Okay, so remember.
Hang on a minute. Two reasons. Number one.
Yes.
I could see the future.
She was on the Barbie, mate.
There was a keyboard.
And number two, all the girls, they were accusing me of being like slightly homosexual. And I said, hang on a minute. You go and play with your boyfriends in the woodwork channel. I'll stay with the girls.
Do you remember this?
What I mean?
FJF space. FJF space. FJF space.
Semicolon LKJ.
Barbie down there.
Remember that?
Listen.
You did.
Super chat from Patel Philippe. Super chat.
Okay, Patel Philippe, $10. One watch question before I go. Thoughts on the Jaeger LeCoultre Master Tourbillon GMT Q1658420. Check out how they show the date to not hide the tourbillon.
The tourbillon.
Very interesting. I'm going to call that little fucker up. Jaeger.
Pull it apart.
And it's a
Q1658420.
Oh, Aaron's room looks messier than Mike's room.
Aaron,
I got a module. I got a different module. I don't need to close the screen. I can open this module.
Aaron, we have a bit of module to do, Aaron.
On the screen here. Here we go. This is the module.
Oops,
and it's up on the screen. Now, that's the look how they do it. So basically, how it is done. Let's go there. Let's go there. I've got to call it up. Coming up. It's coming up. Don't worry.
It's coming up.
So he said it's something about the
date.
He
said. Don't worry. It's very monochrome looking.
So for me, this does nothing.
The date. Look at fuck! It jumps after 15. It jumps to 16. Look at that.
Oh, that's clever.
The date. Look how the date's done. Very clever, isn't it?
Oh, you'd be really dying to be up at midnight on the 15th. That would keep me up one night every month.
Now you had sorry.
I'd rather have a Larique or a Ming.
But it's beautiful. This thing is beautiful. I'm afraid to ask what it costs, but it is actually quite beautiful.
Now I got it's exactly right. It is very fucking expensive there. I got to tell you.
How much?
Sorry.
How much does this
big
thing
bucks?
cost?
But the thing is, I got a friend of mine who's got a tourbillon, and he paid about 30,000 Australian for it. It's a JLC tourbillon. I don't think it's this one. But
that's cheap.
They are but the problem is they fucking don't hold value.
We know they're soft, fuckers. We know they're soft. But if you're just looking at the horology of a watch, this thing is magnificent. And I'm not usually a big fan of tourbillons because it's kind of useless.
Yeah.
But this one
kind
is
of useless.
Well,
yeah.
it is.
I don't know if I ever really wanted a torp. Did you ever want one? Do you want one?
I think it's the stupidest complication. It's the only complication that I can really think of that serves no actual purpose. I mean, it's dumber than a minute repeater, which, basically it would be fine if you're blind. But if you're sighted, why would you want a minute repeater?
Yeah, but guys, how am I supposed to wash the dishes with that leather strap? What's going on?
Well, that is actually, listen, you've just raised one of my bugaboos, which is I think watches should be a little robust, and I'm not sure how robust-y this one is. But I want to know what it costs, because just to know, like if it's 200 grand, well, fuck this thing. But if it's like 30 grand, come on, it's amazing.
No. Okay, so the answer is there to answer your question. Let's go, and the best way to find that out is what do we do? What do we do? How do we find out?
Chrono.
Just type in Chrono. Chrono is a good price guide. Let's have a look. Here's one on Chrono. 35,000. There you go. Look at that. Now, it's still a lot of money.
Oh, it's a hell of a lot of money, but is it white gold? It's got to be white gold.
This here is steel.
Ooh.
Steel.
Ooh.
No, but that's the trend. I mean, Patek in steel is so much. Look at that. It's got to look at the rotor.
You can't really compare JLC and Patek, but this is a magnificent.
No, but it's a great thing.
I don't usually like this.
You know what I mean? It's a great. We got a super chat from P Cars 1970. P Cars, how is your lovely wife? His wife works in corporate travel, luxury travel. How is your wife? This guy here is a self-made deca millionaire. He is a hardworking Filipino. Filipinos.
P Cars. I want to talk to you about Cebu, IT Park versus Business Park versus BGC, Manila. P-Cars, get a hold of me, markgoldberg8@gmail.com, please.
And also, he's a huge Porsche fanatic. The guy's made a lot of money. He's had a lot of.
I really want to talk about the Philippines.
Okay, $5 super sticker. Thank you.
The Philly Willies.
Now, please, Marky.
Yes.
I just wanted to ask you. So, what was your Unabomber story? Tell me the story.
Oh Jesus, my Unabomber story was.
Did you train his dog?
No, it's really okay. Clyde says that I drone on and on and on and on. So I'm going to try and abbreviate this because it's very, very long. But whatever the hell the year was, would have been 97 maybe. I met somebody who I became involved with, very involved with. And our relationship was to last, 5 or 6 years.
What year was this? 90s.
We can pinpoint the exact year in a moment, and I'll tell you how we do that. But at any rate, what I was going to do is I had a ticket for my new paramour. I had business in Los Angeles, and so and he was living in Los Angeles, so he was going to accompany me from Los Angeles back to Chicago, where we were going to cohabit in sin. Okay, and his documentation was not in order. Enough said. But back in the day, if you guys remember, if you're old enough to remember, you got on an airplane with a paper ticket, and that's all you needed was a valid paper ticket. They didn't check ID. It didn't matter if the name was Doris Smith, and you were obviously a guy.
You know what? That fucking annoys me. There was somebody who lost $4,000 because they booked a ticket in Kate instead of Catherine. Her name is Catherine.
When you see here at that time. Back in the day, none of that.
Being fucking reasonable. It's called being fucking reasonable. Have you heard of that concept, Mark?
Of course, but that has, that along with now with security and terrorism, that's all gone, right? So, but back in the day, like if your mother bought a ticket and she wasn't going to use it, she could hand it to you, and then you could use it. They didn't care. They didn't check. They didn't look. There were no.
Why is that going to be the big disaster? Is that really a big fucking thing anymore?
Well, after 9/11, it became an extremely big deal, and I'm glad that they're a little anal about it now, okay? But listen, I was supposed to fly on a particular day in the 90s with my new person from
How about, was he younger? He was younger. Of course he was younger. Sorry, I forgot.
Duh. I mean, what do you want? Somebody older than you? I mean, you might actually be
Hey, each to his own, fatso.
You might actually be the only one I know who wants, who. Okay. Anyway, so there we were. And we went to LAX. It was the day we were to fly out. And on that exact morning, the Unabomber threatened to blow up a jet at LAX. And so they shut LAX down, and they began to check IDs when they finally opened LAX back up. And but my person didn't have the correct ID to match the ticket, and therefore we could not fly. And I'm stuck in fucking LA. If you would have known any day from that day backwards, we could have just gotten on that plane and it would have been no problem. But on that particular day, that fucking Unabomber threatened the plane, and that was the day they started checking IDs, that exact day. So you can look it up. Unabomber threatens LAX jet, and you will find the exact day that I was in fucking LAX trying to get home to Chicago and couldn't with my person. And but what I was a quick thinker back in the day, and we got in a cab. Yes.
Big bucks. That's why you earn the big bucks. But
I had a little bit of money back in the day too, and I was smart. So we jumped in a cab. We rushed to the LA train station where they were still not checking IDs. We got on a train, and it took 3 days to get to Chicago on that train. But it turned out good. I got a sleeper car, and there was food on the train, and you could smoke, and it was kind of fun to see the country.
Did you smoke in the day?
Oh, yes, I did. 2 packs. No, pack and a half. Pack and a half. 25 years.
Wow.
Yeah, it was bad. I was
What brand of cigarettes did you smoke?
Oh, what brand didn't I smoke? Let's see. I started. What did I start with? I probably started with Marlboro, and then I eventually worked my way to Marlboro Light, then Marlboro Ultra Light, Parliament, True Blue. But I mean, I was a smoker, so like I would smoke anything.
You know what? I actually, just before I stopped smoking, I used to like menthol. I like the minty taste.
Oh, you know what? I smoked these Camels that had this Camel Crush. They were called.
You push you squeeze the little ball. Yeah.
It was like popping a pimple. It felt really good.
Yeah.
But I mean, I smoked my first cigarette maybe at 11 or 12 years old when I picked one. People used to smoke them and throw them on the sidewalk. When I was a kid, they were like a quarter or 30 cents out of a machine, So I would pick them up when people would just like throw their butts down. nasty fucking horrible habit, but there we are.
Yeah, no, those were so that's the story. The Unabomber is. I thought you were going to say your lover knew someone who was connected to the uni, but
no,
that's okay.
well, that would have been bad. That would have been
What
bad.
nationality was your partner at the time?
Mexican. He was at the time he was undocumented Mexican. And had been.
You know what? I got to tell you something. I want to say this. A lot of these people from Mexico and from China, and they just want a better life. I honestly, I can't really be angry at somebody who wants to better themselves and better their family. You know what I mean?
On the one hand, I'm 100% with you, and I know, and I speak Spanish, so I talk to a lot of people, and believe me, I know the plight of the undocumented, and I sympathize. On the one hand, on the other hand, I think we have a problem with our borders and immigration in this particular country. Anyway, I mean, you're an island continent. It's not so easy to just wash up on your shores or walk over the border. But here, it's very easy, and it's really problematic. But honestly, guys, I don't really think it's the border wall that we need. Here's the problem. It's the legislation. You can arrive in this country and say, I turned myself in. People used to come here, try to avoid the immigration authorities to get a job and send money home. Now they turn themselves right in to immigration because they're given federal court dates, and then they have to let them go because they don't have enough jail space. So if they would simply change the law to make you get no asylum hearing unless you've applied in your country of origin, this problem would stop like immediately. But the Democrats don't have the guts to do it.
You know what happened? I don't know if you realize this in Australia.
The Republicans don't have the guts to fuck off the big business.
We actually did the wrong thing. In the Vietnam War, we had a lot of people who helped the Australians, and the Americans. You guys welcomed anyone who helped the Americans. They could come to America. And I remember there's footage of you Americans throwing helicopters off ships to make more room for people. these helicopters are like $20 million.
Archie, you know the story of Kenny Nguyen's father?
No.
And how Kenny Nguyen got to America?
No, I don't. Please tell me the story.
Well, I'm going to tell you. Kenny Nguyen's father was a major in the South Vietnamese Air Force. And he was a pilot. And Kenny would have been born in about 1971.
Yeah, he's my age. That's right. I was born in 72. Yeah, he's around my age. Yeah.
So when the war ended, when the Vietnam War ended with an implosion, which is to say the North rushed into Saigon. Now called Ho Chi Minh.
Please continue calling it Saigon. We don't recognize Ho Chi Minh.
Well, honestly, I've been to Saigon and I like.
I love Saigon. I love Saigon.
Yeah, me too. The food, the people.
The people are amazing.
Honestly, it looks like America won the war because it's filled with like Burger King, KFC,
Coca-Cola, Pepsi. Exactly. I mean, they may have lost the physical war, but capitalism just comes in, doesn't it?
Absolutely true. But at any rate, Kenny would have been like maybe 2, 3, 4 years old at the time. And now the airport the airport in South Vietnam at that time in Saigon was called Nam Nguyen, and that's where the Air Force, the South Vietnamese Air Force and American Air Force was. And the North Vietnamese were shelling it because what they were doing was they were trying to destroy the runways so no airplanes could take off. Kenny's father, who was a major and remember Kenny from Jewelers on Time?
I love Kenny.
It's in my passion. It's not about the money. It's in my passion. Yeah. That's the company. So Kenny Nguyen's father packed the family and as many friends and neighbors as he could. And I mean, they would have all been assassinated, right? Because Kenny was he was an officer in the South Vietnamese army. So he would have his whole family would have probably been sent to re-education camps.
Re-education, exactly.
Or just simply assassinated. So Kenny's father packed the whole family into a vehicle and drove to Nam Nguyen Airport in Saigon. And he commandeered a C-130. You know the C-130.
Fuck, that's a huge thing.
Big motherfucker.
Well, they use it to transport like multiple tanks and stuff like that.
Yes.
Okay, so
Yes.
Kenny's father, and this is the most unbelievable story, except for the airplane that Kenny's father flew out is in a it's like, this is like really, you know, emotional. That airplane is right now in a museum in Arizona because it was the last airplane that managed to take off from South Vietnam, because they shelled the runways. And there, you know, after that plane went up, you know,
So it was full of people. It was full of people.
Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people. What happened was he couldn't, Mr. Nguyen could not even, you know, there's in the back of the plane, you know, there's that giant trap door where they drive the tanks up, you know, and the artillery. That thing was open and there were people clinging to it. And he had like 400 people on that plane, but they were hanging off the plane, which meant he couldn't close the door. So what he did was he revved up to speed and then he jammed on the brakes, which sent everybody flying forward. And then he closed the door and took off. He was the last plane out. And as you know, the helicopters were flying.
How did you know this story?
Kenny told it to me, but he doesn't really. He doesn't talk about it much. So what I did was when he told me just like the very tiny little bit of basics about this, I Googled it and I found the airplane and you know, and the whole story. And in fact, you know, this is all verified and true shit. Anyway, what happened is he went up and he got lost. And so it took him like 3 or 4 hours, but finally he managed to navigate because he was very afraid of where to land, because if he landed in the wrong place, to land a C-130 transport, you need a long ass runway, especially, you know, at least in those times. And then secondly, he didn't want to land in the wrong place lest he be, you know, he and 400 passengers be thrown to the North Vietnamese. He finally landed in Thailand.
It was a C-130. That's right.
C-130 transport. And so eventually Kenny, his twin brother, I think a sister, and both of his parents were brought by the United States government in recognition for their assistance during
452 people.
Isn't that incredible? You could put 452. You found it on Google, didn't you?
Yeah. Fuck me dead. That's amazing.
Why don't you put the link to the story? Put the link to the story in the comments, because, you know, people, this is Kenny Nguyen's background. And people say immigrants, you know, are like fucking us up. Well, here's an immigrant family who they're like heroic. Yeah. Isn't that amazing? This is Kenny's
32
dad.
people in the cockpit, overloaded by 10,000 pounds. Fuck me dead.
April 29.
That's amazing, isn't it? Look at that.
Kenny was on that plane with his brother, his sister, his mother, and his father. Kenny was on that plane.
That's a cool story.
His father's a hero. I mean, he was living as of a few years ago. I hope he still is. I don't know, but I felt he was like a true hero, absolute hero. All those lives he saved.
Fuck me dead. This is a C-130. Fuck me dead.
Yeah, and in the back is where, you know, the trap door opens right there. That's right there. And it's a huge door. And there were people hanging off of it.
Yes.
And that's why he jammed on the brakes. Everybody went flying forward towards the cockpit, and then he quickly closed the door. Amazing story. Jewelers on time, ladies and gentlemen. Amazing story.
It's pretty. That's April 29th, 1975.
Well, that was also the day that was also the day they were flying the helicopters off the roof of the American embassy that you referred to. And then they were doing is they were flying them out to an aircraft carrier. But it got to the point where once they landed the copters, they had nowhere to put them. So they, as you said, they started pushing them over to make room for the people.
Oh my God, what an amazing story. Holy fuck. That's just
That plane's,
American.
I believe the C-130 is also, when in combat form, is known as Big Bertha, because it out one side of it they have a one of those Gatling guns, and it's only on one side, and so it circles in one direction, and a guy with the Gatling gun, I believe these days it's remotely controlled and radar guided, but it's Big Bertha. If Big Bertha comes, it's over for the enemy. I mean, they just circle around up from really high and just total devastation.
Wow, amazing
Anyway,
shit.
incredible stuff. Forbin Colossus says, I only told that story in order to say the word cockpit. But I mean, I think it's truly, it's just
Mikey, can you just post the link? Post the link. For some reason I can't pin it. I don't know why, but can you just post the link?
I don't know how to post the link. What do I do?
Okay, that's okay. Don't worry about it. That's okay. Don't worry. It's okay.
We'll just put it in the comments, Arch.
I got it. It's working now. I got it working.
All right, there you go. Anyway,
I got it.
That is Kenny Nguyen.
But the amazing thing is that's American know-how. Like that aircraft.
Well, the plane, yeah, but it was flown by a South Vietnamese.
C-130, right?
Yeah, C-130.
That's a Lockheed aircraft. Okay, it's a 4-engine turboprop aircraft. I mean, isn't that American design brilliance? This is what Americans do well. They design some of the. I mean, okay, so it's one thing. Kenny's dad is the hero, but what about the guy who's designed this aircraft that could just be overloaded by 10,000 pounds? That's a fuckload overloaded, right?
Listen, did you hear about the Boeing airplane, Alaska Airlines, or was it Frontier, where like a refrigerator-sized chunk of the fuselage blew out, and I think it sucked one of the passengers out.
Yeah, it was on a flight to Hawaii. And the fuselage like broke apart and a chunk of it.
But that's because it had the plane had too many landings and takeoffs.
Too many hours on the
airframe. Before that accident, someone actually said, "Oh, there's a bit of a mistake. There's a bit of a crack here. Oh, we should do something about that."
You know what?
They still landed it though.
I was
minus a stewardess and a couple passengers.
Doc BBW and I were chit-chatting on the Cardinals WhatsApp today, and he goes, this is a real advertisement for wearing your seatbelt.
Yeah, for sure. Because when they showed the pictures of it taxiing up after landing, there's a big gaping hole, and the people that were wearing their seatbelts were sitting there open into the air in their seats, strapped in by their seatbelts, and that's what held them in the plane. People that weren't wearing their seatbelts went woo right up the side.
Well, let's see. Who just said? Let me give credit where credit is. R.C. Robinson Sands says Boeing just grounded 130 of them, and I heard that the whole fleet of that plane was grounded so that they could inspect them all. Because now they know, it could be a problem.
Of course, yeah. If it's serious enough, they'll what was it? The new Airbus or the new Boeing? Got grounded for quite a while because their new lithium battery system proved to not be okay, and so the whole production line and delivery got held up for like 8 months or something before they figured out the battery situation, because they switched over from regular batteries to lithium batteries, which are very explosive and have to be contained in a special container, explosive proof container, but still,
Mikey, is it 2 days to the car, Mikey?
Yeah, Monday probably. Yeah, it's raining cats and dogs today, and there's just no way I'm driving this new car home in the rain.
It's raining in California. There must be a lot of confused people in your area.
Yeah, no, it is confusing. I walked out and I was like, "What is this? What is this shit falling from the sky?"
It's very funny when it rains in California. People get weird when it rains in California. Like they don't understand when the sky cries. They just don't comprehend it.
It's a rarity these days. I mean, it really has changed since my childhood. I'm a native of this area, and winters used to be what they were, and then every once in a while there was a heavy winter. Flooding in the area, like in the town of Guerneville, would be underwater. Every 10 to 15 years. Like severely, like 20 feet underwater. In fact, the whole town is now, everybody raised all their houses up on stilts because it just floods regularly now because
Archie.
all the vineyards that have gone in upstream from on the Russian River.
Super chat. Where's the super chat there, Archie?
Well, there's no super chat. I'm just saying, Archie. I was reading that article real quick, Mikey, and it says Arkansas. I said Arizona. I got my states a little confused. Apparently, the plane is in Arkansas, but it is preserved. It is
very cool.
Still there.
I'd like to go and visit that fucking plane. You know what I mean? That's how.
Well, we already have the gay bar kind of arranged. I don't know if we're going to make Arkansas. Arkansas is very kind of in the middle of nowhere. That's the thing. Although it is the home of Bill Clinton.
Mark, if you ever make your way up to Northern California, I will personally take you out wine tasting, and I'll take you to the town of Guerneville, where there's.
Can we go to Paso Robles?
Paso Robles. I'm not sure, but it's home for you. You'd have an absolute blast.
I like me some wine. I had nice. A client gave me a bottle of wine last night. That there's this app you can get for your phone called Vivino, and you just shoot a picture. It scans the label and tells you like what the rating and the price should be.
Oh wow!
And I was just like looking to see. Like I just grabbed this random bottle out of my cabinet that somebody had given me like 2 years ago. Because we went over to friends last night. They made lasagna, and I shot this thing.
I like lasagna.
Oh my god, it was so fucking good. Like it was beautiful. It was better than any restaurant lasagna I've ever had. But when I scanned the label, I was like, holy fuck! It's got the highest rating on a bottle I've ever seen, and it was $100 bottle. So I wish I remember who gave it to me. And let me tell you, it was like some of the best wine I have had like ever.
Man, you're living, you know what I love about you, Mark? You're living life to the fullest, man.
Well, you know, you got to grab life by the balls, Archie. Life by the hairy sack. Now, Archie, the last time that I was in Australia, I didn't buy one, but I did notice that among the souvenirs that were sold in Australia were coin purses. See if you know about this. Were coin purses made out of
a kangaroo skin.
No, kangaroo. Yeah. Hold on. Yes. But the ones that I saw were made out of kangaroo scrotums. Have you ever seen that?
Okay. No, I have not. But
because it's the right shape for a coin.
Yeah, it's starting out with the right shape at least.
Yeah. I mean, it was literal. Oh, and then when I went to a restaurant in Melbourne, and you literally can order a dish, guys, called the coat of arms, which won't mean anything to Americans. But Archie, what are the animals on the coat of arms of Australia?
That's an emu and a kangaroo.
And they will sell you a platter with emu food, emu meat and kangaroo meat on the same platter. Yeah. It's called ordering the coat of arms, which in America would be the equivalent of ordering like fried bald eagle, like, you know.
Yeah. But you know, you got to remember these animals are a bit of they're pesky. They're pesky. Okay.
And can you believe the night that I ordered the coat of arms in Melbourne, they were out. So I never actually got to eat your national animals. Sad.
That's okay. That's okay. That's cool. I got to tell you, man, we got another super chat from P Cars, $1975 super sticker. Thank you.
Nice.
I want to say there's a lot of amazing stuff there. The Americans really, you may think the Vietnam War was a disaster, but I saw a very interesting interview with Nixon. Nixon said if it hadn't been for the Vietnam War, he thinks communism would have spread throughout Asia. So in some ways, although the Americans didn't win, maybe it stopped.
I mean, look, they've got Cambodia, they've got Laos, they've got Vietnam.
Yeah.
You know, the only thing they didn't really get was what? You know, the Philippines and Thailand. But
yeah, but you know, the thing is, it's also it's a different era. But I got to tell you, America itself there. I tell you what, that's I honestly, as an Aussie, I think America's a great country. I think you guys are good friends because the British weren't terribly good to us. We were beaten by we were beaten by the British. Okay,
Well, wasn't
we were beaten.
Gallipoli. You were sent over the fucking top by the Brits, by Winston Churchill himself. Gallipoli. I mean, he sacrificed. Well, I don't want to tell the story because I'm boring, but you tell it. Gallipoli.
Yeah, well, he basically he lost. He actually got. He was a minister. He was the minister for defense, and he actually got demoted because of he's fucked it up so much.
How many Aussies died because the Brits sent you over the top of the trenches in World War I at Gallipoli?
That's exactly it. It was such a
you were cannon fodder. You were pommies. You were just cannon fodder.
Oh, exactly right. It was such a fucking disaster. Believe you me.
He redeemed himself, but it took him about 30 years to do so.
Yeah. Well, he kind of Winston Churchill.
Americans love Australians. Americans love Australians, and I can tell you that we find you, especially if we go there, you embrace Americans. You like our accent, but you guys drink beer, you laugh, you tell jokes, you're friendly.
Of course, we love you, Americans.
It's a great country, Australia. It's a wonderful country for Americans to visit. And weirdly, we think of it as that it would be very exotic. But when we get to Australia, what we find is it's this funny combination of America and England. It feels kind of familiar when we get there. I
know. And I got to tell you something. Life ain't a Disney movie at times. Go and see the world. You know that? Go and have some fucking fun. Life ain't a Disney fucking movie. You know that, Marky?
I do. Super chat.
Life's not a Disney movie. And we got a super chat. Thank you so much there. We got a super chat coming in. This is from Will Money.
Will.
$5. Archie, Marky. Look at this. What a lovely, this guy's a lovely guy. Will Money, Arch, Marky, Mikey. I was at the AD today. They now have Rolex CPO that's certified pre-owned. Guess what? They were asking for a champagne dial, 2-tone Daytona. Man, I got no idea. What would they ask for?
What does it sell for on Chrono? Isn't it like 17?
Yeah, I'd say about that. 17, yeah. What do
so
you
I'm
think?
Gonna guess. I'm guessing 25. Everybody should.
Yeah, I'll double down on that.
Yeah, because it'd be.
I bet it was ridiculous,
wouldn't it? They would be ridiculous.
What's your guess, Arch? You think we're on the money with 25?
Yeah, I think you might be right there. It's all
right, Will Money. Spill the beans, buddy.
Spill the beans, Will
28.
Money.
He said 28. Holy shit.
Fuck, that's just delusional fantasies, isn't it?
Yeah, they marked it up by 10. But here's the thing: someone's going to buy it. Someone will buy it because there are people who aren't collectors, don't know the economic environment of Rolex, and will just go in and want a Rolex, see a flash of gold, and it's AD authorized. Someone's gonna buy that, but it won't be us.
The other thing is, can you remember when they had articles in Bloomberg saying how Rolexes are outperforming the S&P?
Yeah, not long, only 1 year ago.
Right, and the reality is people still remember that and say, oh, Rolex is this. But what they don't realize is that's changed now. You understand? They don't realize that may have been true. Yeah, that may have been the case.
We've come down like Bitcoin. We're like Ethereum right now.
You don't see those articles now, do you? You don't see those articles.
Rancher, hold on. Rancher, cool your jets. Don't get your panties in a bunch. I'm going to go get the mug. I'll be right back.
Get the mug. Mikey, how have you been, Mikey? Any progress? Nothing on the car, I take it. Is there?
It's pouring down rain today, and I'm just not going to take the new car home on a super rainy day because it'll be the first time driving it.
Keep those fucking rats out of it, Mikey. Keep the rats out, please. Promise me that.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
I'm really worried about the rats.
100%. 100%.
Rats are not good for cars. You know that, don't you?
Yes, I do know that. I've had personal experience with rats eating the wires out of a truck that I owned, and they're evil because the wires they do eat are like somewhere so deep and nowhere you'd think a wiring problem would ever be.
Yeah, and the
It takes
fuckers
10
eating the
times
fucking-
the time to troubleshoot it, to the point where a lot of people just rewire the goddamn car. It's just, yeah, rats cause horrible damage. And yes, I will be waging absolute war. I thought about getting, like, that roll up metal tin kind of material.
Yep.
I was thinking about getting a couple rolls of that and just standing it up around the car, like 12 or 18 inches high, so that
Yeah.
literally
We got
they
the
couldn't-
rancher on the stream.
Rancher. Here's how Rancher always comes on. Rancher, mother. Rancher, what I'd like to know is, should Mike put rat poison in the exhaust pipe? Have you ever had to treat a car for rodents?
No, he should just get in the car, shut all the windows, and just talk the rest to death.
You're referring to the carbon monoxide.
Yes, exactly.
I see. Should he stay in the garage or should he get out?
Probably should get out.
Yeah, good idea. See, Mikey, he's being nice to you.
Yep.
So what do you say? Gas the rats and make sure to get out of the car?
That's right.
Exactly.
Yeah. If my garage were sealed well enough to do it, I already could have done that with CO2. But it's not sealed well enough to try to pull a number like that off. They would just crawl out whatever hole they came in from.
What's with all the tomatoes?
I don't know.
Well, Clyde, apparently I'm not very popular. Shocking, isn't it?
Well, no.
It's a bit shocking.
We had great fun. We're having great fun. Who says you're not popular?
Well, I'm not only not popular, but apparently I'm ratings poison. Apparently I'm ratings poison as well. I apologize.
Marky's not rating poison.
Well, thank you.
Well, I'd never say that. I love Marky. I really enjoyed you coming on these streams. I gotta be.
Who else put you on?
Man.
I gotta be honest with you. They're fucking really enjoyable.
Now, I would like to apologize for putting you in a book and making you an Australian Shepherd that ate his own poop.
Hey, you know what, man? I don't mind, man. Any notoriety is better than no notoriety.
Fair point.
It's man, what a fucking amazing story. Tell me this. Are you buying this story of Rolex? Are you got any Rolex aims this year? What's the
Me?
go?
Who? Me?
Yeah,
I want to listen. Guys, have you ever had the scenario where you're fiending a particular Rolex or any watch for that matter, really, as to where you just can't stop watching videos about it? You turn.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
That's how I get over everything that, eventually ends up mine. Because
that's the thing. And then if you do that often enough, you start dreaming about the goddamn watch.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's me in the celebration. And you'd think I should just be happy with this, right? This is, if you like this kind of thing, I know not everybody does, but I do.
Oh.
And anyway, like the turquoise and aquamarine are like my favorite colors, always have been. My bedroom is a slightly darker shade.
You know what? I tell you what I've fallen in love with is that Doxa in the turquoise.
Ooh, now see,
that Doxa?
Yeah. Well, which one? The 200 or the 300? Because
I actually like the 150. 150? Is it a 150?
No, the one. Yeah, I have it. I have that one. You want to see a picture?
A great watch. I don't understand, Doxa. Their cheaper ones look better than the more expensive ones.
Well, that is a weird, but you could make the case. Hold on, I'll find you the watch.
Their beads of rice bracelets are really cool.
Doxa. Every time we say Doxa, I gotta say I almost shed a tear, because of Blue Shirt.
I love Doxa.
Yes.
That was one of the.
Yeah,
wow,
that's beautiful, isn't it? Yeah. On the it's the one. How much is that?
$1,900.
It's not terrible, is it?
No,
Yeah,
it's not
Docs is awesome, man.
Now,
in
why
fact,
do they give much of a discount? How do you get a discount from them?
No, you know what? Honestly, collectors love them, so they really don't sell for a discount. You just buy them from Doxa, from their website. Look at that. We got a loomed bezel.
yeah, that's cool. Although Docs is kind of traditionally orange, but
Well, I have that one too.
that color is beautiful for sure.
I
But I mean, if I'm
agree.
going to buy a Doxa, it's going to be orange. It's like
Well,
buying an
you know
orange
what?
monster.
Yeah.
you
So
know.
first you get the classic one, which is
Yeah.
this.
Yeah. Okay.
How many you got of these fucking things?
Doxa, I've only got two.
Two.
Just got the two.
They're easy to get. They're cheap, Arch.
Well, they're a good $2,300 for the orange.
Relatively cheap in the scope of things.
Yeah, for the 300T, the sub 300T, the last one I showed you. You're in the couple $1,000 range, and about half that.
Absolutely.
So it's not so cheap.
But yeah,
Well,
no, I meant like relative to the range that we talk about. It's kind of at the bottom of the range that we talk about.
Fair point. Fair point.
Yeah, Docs is great stuff, man. In fact, I don't think about them. They don't pop up when I'm thinking about like, what mid-range watch would I get next if I just had a hair at my butt and wanted to get a cheaper watch, and I had the money right now, and I'm thinking like,
okay, the orange Doxa or the blue Pelagos. One is $2,000. One is like $4,500. I don't know.
I'd probably save longer and get the blue Doxa back.
You mean the blue Pelagos?
Blue Pelagos, excuse
Yeah.
me.
Honestly, it's a hell of a good
that watch is as good as a Submariner.
It's the one that got away. You know what? I made a video about the blue Pelagos, and I called it the Submariner Killer. And there aren't many Submariner killers, but honestly, kind of is, isn't it?
The bezel on that thing had the most perfect crisp clicks, and we have a super chat. Is that where somebody's making noise?
Super chat. Where have you been? We got Ja. 5 pounds. G'day, Arch. Many thanks on your review of my six Patek collection. Appreciate your thoughts. Have been reflecting and will take some advice on board. Yeah, that was actually a pretty fucking amazing collection. You know what he had, don't you?
Can you show us? Do you still have the picture? Summarize?
You know what he had, don't you?
I feel like Clyde has indigestion.
What he had a really fucking amazing collection. I'm just going to call this fucker up now.
Call it up, big boy.
Call it up. He had 6 Pateks. Let's see if I got the fucking things. Where's this fucking thing gone?
Mikey, the guys want to know if you have a hair up your butt.
Not for anything right now, no.
No, they need an actual hair.
Oh, probably. Everybody probably does.
How much super chat money to show us?
Here's Bear.
The super chat has to go to me or split with Archie, let's say.
All right.
And it'd be like 5,000, yeah.
Yeah, 5,000. That's what I thought. Bear Clooney in the
5,000. I'll spread my cheeks.
The Red Bull Pelagos is my favorite by far, says Mr. Bear Clooney, which I believe is the blue one. And I would agree. I have one. I love it. It's a little thick, but it's quite light because it's titanium. We have a Mr. C $1, which we will get to as soon as we're done with Jawohl.
Go ahead,
Mr. C, $1, and look at the collection on the screen now. Look at this 6 fucking Pateks, and the beautiful thing is, so what he's got a 6,000. No, this was 37. This is just before the 6006 came out. It's a little bit smaller, but they only did it in blue, very very short time. He's got a platinum annual calendar. I love this watch. He's got a annual calendar Nautilus.
Holy Christ.
He's got another Nautilus and another Nautilus. And then he's got this fucking chronograph Patek, which is... Now, I said to him, get rid of the white one. Get rid of this one. And get yourself a fucking World Time and a Aquanaut. That was my. I think he's got too many Nautiluses. You don't need that many Nautiluses.
You know, but the Aquanaut isn't the Aquanaut less than the Nautilus?
You know, at first I saw it and I
Yeah, but
kind of
that's
thought
just
that
irrelevant.
when
It's
I
just-
looked at
it's to
pictures
have
of
some
it, but it
variety.
actually holds its own against the Nautilus, in my opinion.
Ooh.
I think it's yeah, you're correct. I think a lot of people might think it's a lesser, or the Nautilus Junior, like, or something like that. But it's actually pretty big, and it's a watch in itself. It's a different design,
Mm.
and very much worth considering.
Well, that's a hell of a collection, man. What do you, Archie? Do a little math for us and estimate the value of this collection at current market value. Real quick. Just you run through it. Rough,
$500,000. $500,000.
Oh, at least, right? At least, if not, I think more. I think a little more, maybe.
Yeah, it's fucking. It's got a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful collection. I just. And the thing is, he started off. You know what his first watch was? Maurice Lacroix, his dad gave him.
Ooh, well, holy cow! Well,
yeah. Ooh, that hurt. Fuck, that's like first time. Oh, fuck, that hurt. Then you enjoy it.
My dad, who was 89 years old and wound up in the hospital with a brain bleed the other day. And by the way, checked himself out because he was mad. They were taking too long and wouldn't feed him. So he's just like, fuck this, I'm gone. He wears a tag. He wears a tag. You know, just a tag. And in fact, I think the fucker is quartz.
You buy it for him?
No, honestly, I think he bought himself a quartz tag. Because remember, in the 80s, 90s, the quartz tag was like kind of, considered a great watch. But and I'm sure one of these days, hopefully not too soon, but one of these days I'll wind up with that watch. And believe me, there's not a single watch in my collection that I wouldn't trade for it. You know.
It's like my dad's Seiko that he gave me.
Yeah, you'd rather have that than anything.
Yeah, no, everything that is the one never get rid of ever watch for sure.
My fucking dad wound up with like half a dozen stitches in his forehead because he, like I said, guys, he's almost 90 years old, and he you get a little dizzy. He fell out of bed, cracked his skull on the nightstand on the way down, went to the hospital. They gave him like multiple CAT scans over several hours, and they said, you got a brain bleed. And he was like, yeah, that's nice. Stitch me up. I'm leaving. because they didn't feed him. He was mad they didn't feed him.
Eric Clooney says he doesn't like the design of the 6006. He thinks it looks like Oris.
Mm.
Yeah, well, the blue one looks different, but the blue one looks different.
6006, what, top left?
No, this one here. That's the 6006.
Yeah, top left.
Sorry, that's the 6000. This is the 6000. The 6006 is the model after it. Slightly bigger, 39 mils.
It's just got a lot of numbers.
I like Oris. Do you hate Oris? Do you really? Are you anti-Oris that much?
Mark, how do you feel about about Oris?
Well, Clyde, remember when Archie made like 52 videos bashing Oris for making a $7,000 watch, the skeleton version?
Yeah.
No, you just bash. Now you're like, I like Oris. And then,
I like their cheapies. I like the cheapie Oris.
Was he talking about the one that even Bark and Jack flew over to like Hong Kong to
China business class? He flew business class.
I used to really like Bark and Jack. Remember when he was on our WhatsApp group?
What happened to him?
Well, you drove him out. You were in the WhatsApp. Yeah, you did. You were on the Cardinals WhatsApp group at the time too. And as his channel grew and grew, you kept telling him that he bought views, he bought subscribers, and finally he was like, "Fuck this," and he was out. You drove him away.
The running of the Bullovas.
You're on fire today, man.
Right. As always, that watch for me just has a few too many digits. That looks like a phone book. For those of you who remember what a phone book looks like.
Yeah.
Hey, I got sent a
quite
phone
busy.
Book. Bob Hatton sent me a fucking phone book. He spent $20 on fucking postage, and guess what? I'm trying to clean up my studio because it's a pigsty. I threw it out yesterday.
Did you?
I don't know why the hell would somebody send me a fucking phone book, right? I never asked for a phone book. I
Bear-
never asked for this shit.
Bear is missing Boris Oris.
Please send Archie all your unused phone books.
But I mean, you know what the postage cost on that shit is or not? Do you have any idea?
No, we do not.
I don't
It's
get
fucking
one. I don't
expensive.
get one anymore at all.
You know, we have a punter named Anthony Farrar who says sometimes, which is funny, and he says, sometimes I hang my watches from the ceiling and nibble their dangling leather straps, pretending I'm a baby bird being fed by daddy. That's a fucking great comment.
I got to tell you, what do you think? What would you keep? Ranch, let's have a look here. What would you keep? What would you get rid of? Kill, marry, fuck. Okay, so that's the collection.
Fuck Mary.
What would you? I would say to him, the top line and the middle one is what I would fucking keep.
Keep.
That's what I would do.
So
So
buy Rolex. Rolex.
I keep that, sell that, and that's fucking. That's a. I definitely keep.
roll your Lex. Also,
Now I gotta work something. Do you
before-
guys know anything about these gimbal shit? Gimbals? You guys told me, Arch, get a gimbal. Okay.
Gimbal?
Will.
Gimbal? That's a gimbal.
You got to read the instructions, Arch.
I actually, do you know anything about using this? This is the kit. I got the kit.
Yeah,
It
nice.
You know what?
Just
Satan's
read the
Kitten-
instructions or call somebody that knows how to operate it. Like Blondie. Blondie offered her help with that.
Mikey Satan's kitten gave me a gimbal, and 10 days later I made him return it. I could not figure the fucking thing out.
Really?
No, it was like complicated.
Oh well, hopefully they've changed.
Oh my
it
God.
in
Speaking
their-
of it's complicated, is he still alive?
Who's that?
Butler, Polish mailman.
Butler, Polish mailman.
From It's Complicated, because he was having like, he was having.
Oh, you mean Chris with the Chris with the toothpick?
yeah.
Yeah. What happened to Chris?
Damn.
Didn't he have a stroke, Arch? What happened? Something happened to him.
He did.
Yeah, he had some issues,
And he was very young to have a stroke. Jesus Christ, I don't think he was more than like in his 40s, maybe. Great, good guy. He took a lot of ribbing from me because I made a bunch of videos with a toothpick in my mouth. Hey, yo, this is Chris from It's Complicated. You know,
I liked it.
He was a
bartender, wasn't he? Bartender.
I don't know, but good guy. But Chris, where are you? What the fuck?
Yeah.
Well, yo, Jersey boy.
I had assumed they kind of came, in a box, semi-assembled or mostly assembled, and you just with a, simple instruction booklet. But I can't really say because I've never bought or owned a gimbal.
You know what? You got to remember, Mikey. My first video game was Pong. I'm a gentleman.
Same here.
Right.
Hand to God, that was my first. That was our big Christmas gift one year.
You know, when I want to play a video game, do you remember the joystick?
Yes, joystick.
Oh yeah.
It had one button on top, and that was it. It was a joystick with one button on top. I can't do anything more complicated than that.
I remember used to, that tennis game. You just the controller
It
could
was
move it.
Pong. It was Pong.
It was Pong. And you're okay. I had the generic copy one from Hanamex.
Is that right?
And it was a cheaper knockoff of that. There,
so
I
much
couldn't
fun.
afford.
So
See,
much fun.
you've had so many expensive shit. You're talking about IBM type. I fucking dreamed of having a
I
Selectric.
threw them out. I threw out 2 IBM Selectric.
That was so solid. And remember, you used to have, I don't know if you remember this, but because they were so noisy and heavy duty, you used to have this really thick carpet that you'd put the typewriter on.
Oh, yeah, no, you had to put it on a pad. Otherwise, the table shook.
Yes.
Listen, I interviewed this lady as a typist, and I sent her to the back, and I said, I'll give you a few minutes to just like warm up, and then I'll come back and time you. I leave the room, and what I hear coming from that room was, brrr, brrr, brrr. I mean, it sounded like someone was firing a fucking machine gun.
Okay,
So I go run into the room to see what the fuck it was, and it was this woman typing 148 words per minute. But in the interview, I asked her the most important question. I go, well, obviously your typing skills are impeccable, but I have one most important question because of the environment, because she was very prim and proper. She almost looked like a nun out in her Sunday best. I said, I got one really important question, and that is, can I say the word fuck in front of you? And she paused for a really, really long time. And she said, well, I am a very Christian woman. And I said, well, thank you for coming. And I hired a woman a girl who was able to type 38 words per minute. But when I said, can I say fuck in front of you? She said, fuck yeah. And she got much better over time. But it was way more important to me that we could say fuck in the office rather than blah. Anyway, long story short. True story.
Jesus Christ!
I mean, you probably can't do that today. Okay,
you remember too. You remember in the 80s, if you knew how to use a word processor, you were like gold.
Dude, I want to tell you, my first word processor, I came so close to.
You remember Wang? Remember Wang? Wang had a.
Oh, I think there's lots of Wangs he remembers.
Ha 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 ha! Ha!
Everybody Wang Chung tonight. All I know is my first word processor used a floppy disk, and I came close to throwing it out the fucking window like over and over and over again. But when I figured it out, it became 1,000 times better.
Mark became a lot more excited when the disk became hard.
Well, the hard disk, Clyde, could hold a lot more than the floppy. That is true.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
No, my father came home one day with a computer he bought at Radio Shack made by Tandy.
Oh, I remember that.
If I still had, that was, I believe, the first like home computer for sale ever. You know, like that was the first one.
Mikey,
I may be wrong on that, but
Mikey,
if I still had that today, I'd be retired. Because
didn't you used to hook that up to a tape recorder or something? You hooked that up to something.
No, I actually they gave books with games, and you typed it in DOS, and I exceeded the limit, the data limit.
That was basic. You had to type the games in, the programming code.
And it only had 800.
Fuck, I hated programming. I hated basic. Fuck me, dead. I hated
8K or 10K. I mean, I literally I overloaded it by typing in. Trying to play type in physically a game, which is just pages and pages and pages of like basic, as you say, and then I got to where like characters exceeded, and it's like fuck. Well, I can't even play that game. So and the game was like, you think Pong was basic? Like I finally got this one game to go where. If you basically gave you coordinates and you had quadrants and it just went thunk and it moved it there and X or whatever your spaceship was. And if it went over to here, it would go thunk. It like there was no movement. There's no nothing out of that thing.
I was more of a Mac guy, and those of you who might remember the SE, the Mac SE. I mean,
yes.
The Mac. First, there was the Macintosh.
No. Mac SE was expensive. They were really dear. Oh my God.
Do you remember?
You had all the good toys. Fuck you, Mark.
Well, yeah, I did. And then after the SE, I got an SE30. When the SE30 started, you just flipped a switch on the back. You just pushed a switch on the back. And the thing sounded like a washing machine. It would like shake on the day. It would like move around as it was trying to start up.
And you remember when the first Mac came out? It had that bag. You had that big bag that you'd carry around in. It was sort of like a luggable. It was.
I don't remember the bag, but it was the first computer. It was one of the first computers, but it had the integrated screen, which was crazy. Super chat.
Yes.
Are you talking about Macs or Apple?
Well,
GB $2. Mike the Snake, the first person to search for porn on the net.
Actually, all I know is a shocking amount about Macintoshes, and the reason I'm on this particular computer that I'm on right now is because Clyde made me wait until this one came out till he let me buy a Mac, and this is a very specific MacBook Air, but he knows a lot.
I'm a PC man, don't you?
Yeah, fuck those things. They break.
I think PC about you.
The only thing about every PC I ever had always broke, and you had to back them up religiously, otherwise you were going to lose all your shit. A Mac, basically, you're going to have to take it out back and shoot it like Old Yeller when you're done with it, because they never fucking die. Never.
They never die.
Satan's kitten poured a liter of water accidentally into my Mac, and it stopped working, so I took it to the Apple store, and they go, it's just the charging port. We'll pull for $98, they pulled the old water damaged charging port, put in a new one, good as new. $98. You can't kill them. You got to shoot them when you're done with them.
Geez, you're a speaking advertisement for Macintosh, man. It's
Pulling old Yeller on your computer. That's funny.
yeah, I remember. What software did you use? What software? I see.
Well, we had Quark. Quark was was a
desktop publishing.
Yeah, that's right. We used Quark.
What do you use now for your books? Like desktop pub? What do you use?
You know
now?
what? Honestly, I write my books, and this is probably overly basic because there are a lot of programs that are made for authors. But I just write in fucking Word, and Word for Mac. I wrote my first book.
Word was originally a Mac product before a Windows product.
Was it? No shit.
Yeah.
Well, then eventually, I guess they sold it to Microsoft, and then they came out with Pages. And so I wrote my first, which Pages is the native word processing application for the Macintosh, or the Mac. And I wrote my first book in Pages, but it caused a lot of problems. And finally, my agent was like, "Spend the $500 or whatever it costs to buy Word, because there's not an editor on earth who uses Pages, and you're just going to piss off everybody." And so I had to buy Pages, and then she taught me how to use it, Word.
You had to buy Word.
Yeah,
Word.
So I use Word. So I write everything in Word now. But Word has got this function called track changes, where multiple people can work on a document. And you can see who altered what, and that's what editors most typically use. So yeah, that's what I do. Word.
Fuck, Marky, that's a incredible story.
Writing books is a very cool thing. It can be very tedious.
Yes,
but,
I know.
You do, yes. You're my fellow author.
Turned out.
It can be tedious.
Turned out.
Very small club that we have.
I'm actually thinking about writing a book, Mark, of some of my escapades.
I believe that you should write a book about your about how you discovered that you were like the great grandson of Caesar. From
or possibly the dog being in your mouth.
Clyde, I mean, I don't know if Clyde's writing much. Clyde, when is the last time you actually wrote a brief? Law school?
No, actually. Motions to reduce
motion. The motion is very short. I mean, a full ass brief.
No, well, actually, it depends. Like sometimes these motions can be 4 or 5 pages.
Is that right? Are you using boilerplate?
Yes.
Exactly. That's what I
thought.
Duh. All right. Well, writing a book I got a new one coming out. Well, when I say I got a new one coming out, I've just started to formulate a new one. A new one is just starting to take shape on.
What's it called there?
I can't tell you. Super chat. Can't tell you.
Okay.
Can't tell you.
SD 43 £2. When are Narc, Curly, and the A graders back, Arch?
Good question.
Well, they're welcome on any time. We post the link. They are welcome on the show anytime they want. The Narc. I actually miss the Narc. Do you miss the Narc?
We all miss the Narc. Narky poo.
Narky poo. That's the one. Yeah.
No. You know who I really miss is Clyde. Clyde will back me up on this. I really miss Ooey.
All miss Ooey.
Clyde, are the Ooey videos anywhere still on the internet where Archie could pull one of them up?
I think Archie. There's some up on Archie channel. I think.
Could you find one or two, Clyde, and just WhatsApp Archie the link and he'll play them?
I can find. I'm not that hopeless anymore.
Nice, because I know you're always looking for an excuse to play something where you don't have to
No, Ooey was amazing. Ooey was beyond amazing. You know this?
Okay, now Mark, did Ooey ever do a video taking a pot shot at you?
No. Unfortunately, Ooey never turned his howitzer on me. But my favorite was the farting one, the Archie on the toilet.
No, my favorite one was what is it? Clyde Mario Brothers.
I don't know that one, but let's
call this up.
It was yeah.
Let's find it.
We had a few great ArchieLuxury. Okay. Oh, this was fucking fantastic. You know that one, the Knight Rider skit? That was amazing. Remember that?
Let's see. Well, show us.
The Knight Rider skit. Remember that?
I don't.
You don't remember that?
Play it.
I'm just finding it. Just hang on. Give me a minute, guys. What the
I'd like to know who
fuck am I
shaves
logged
their balls
in with
this hour.
here?
Just a question. Anybody here landscape? Tell us in the comments. Manscape.
Sorry, just give me 1 minute. I got to log into a different module. Otherwise, it'll run adverts. Because I've actually I actually pay for YouTube Premium on the live streaming account.
Yeah. It's very good. It does background.
Because I was logged in under a different module, it won't.
Yep.
It won't.
I got it. I hear you. I have the same problem.
Schedule.
Because, you know, I have like 25 troll accounts under the name of Crappy.
What happened to that? Yeah, that guy got shitted off when I mentioned he may be a bit stalkerish. He got fucking so angry. He goes, "Why were you saying I was a stalker?" Like, I mean, it's typical stalker. Stalker. It's exactly what you'd expect a stalker to say.
He's a very sad guy whose life is ending with, you know, cats.
He doesn't have to. Okay, let's run this.
Hey guys, ArchieLuxury. ArchieLuxury, international YouTube celebrity. ArchieLuxury, international YouTube celebrity, international wristwatch guru, and YouTuber
Chocolate.
extraordinaire.
International YouTube celebrity ArchieLuxury, Brisbane YouTube meetup, and it's 15 minutes before showtime. Who knows? Who knows if they'll come? Who knows if they'll even, you know? I'm $125 out for the room and the coffee. How many fucking coffees do you think I want to drink, hey? Looking grim. Looking fucking grim. And last night I had the Brisbane YouTube meetup. Jesus Christ, that was a fucking disaster. And I mean, look, I was supposed to have 26 people attending. 6 turned up.
Wah.
861. No. Not actually on the live. I'm on the live stream.
Oh!
And I just trim it. Fuck! I gotta tell you, Melbourne itself is no fucking steel sports!
And I'd like to know from Jim if Jim Beam.
Fuck!
Jim, like, is Jim Beam on your list of like cheap drinks, or would you drink that?
No, it's a little bit.
I just spilled it all over my keyboard.
In Kentucky.
This is the only time Mark is on the Best of Archie video.
Soccer horn! Oh, don't fall over there, Tim. That looks fantastic.
Feeling Beatles.
$2 super chat, Dr. Bruce. What's the one watch if Tim won Lotto? Only one watch. What the fuck? Only one watch. What the fuck? This is Dr. Bruce saying to you. Does it look? Is it broken?
When you drop the letter on the cat.
At the
I believe that was a cat sound effect.
and this is live on the ArchieLuxury channel.
Oh, that would be so hilarious if it actually did.
Careful of Coda.
You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. You have the technology.
We can rebuild him. We can make him better, stronger,
Faster, stronger. Da-na-na-na, da-na-na-na-na-na-na. His ear was like.
What images? And the eyeball.
Yeah, he's an eyeball, and yeah, he's a
Bionic Man, the $10 million man.
Oh,
yeah.
It's coming. It's a boy. It's a girl. Holy shit, man.
Fucking corked it. Fucking corked it.
You know, you could get that cork out with a cloth napkin.
Who is that moron corking the fucking bottle?
If you push the cork down and slip a napkin in there rolled up until it catches the cork, you can pull straight up with the napkin and it'll pull the cork right out.
How can this fuck up? I mean, Jesus Christ.
Right, we're going to get the professionals in. Cut it.
Cut it.
Knock the fucking neck off that bastard. You know what? You could have done better with a screwdriver and a hammer.
Hey, it's Hey, we get another $900, probably $1,000 bottle of wine. Fucking butchered that. I'm sorry. I mean, I love you, man, but this is just fuck this.
Oh, no.
The worst thing you can do is push the cork back in. That's the real. I know we have to, okay?
Well, look, here we are. We've introduced you to a good gosh.
That's like, cheers, fuck. Look, it wouldn't be real ArchieLuxury if it didn't fucking cork felt. That was a Look, it's just life, okay? There it is, fuckers. There it is indeed there. Penfolds range 2006. Fuck this, look at the cork, fuckers. How could we have fucked it up? Okay, take two. Let's get the professional in. Oh, shit, what a bitch. Is it okay or is it bad or not? That's okay, don't worry, relax. We love you, mate. Keep going. What is this? That's it. Oh, you're not going to do that there. You can't leave that in the bottle. What? He's a professional. Okay, call him up. Okay, let's get on the back. Let's go.
Hello.
We're going to raise his hand.
Hello. Yeah, can you come have a room yeah. Can you come and open the box? Yeah. You know that, yeah.
I very carefully remove the rest of the cork. It's done. The bottle is open.
You've got a bit of cork still.
Where's the cork? I can't see. No, there's no cork. Oh, there might be a little bit.
There's no cork.
Got it.
Just take that out. A little bit of cork there. Isn't there? What could be inside? Well, two bogeys, $20,000 bottle of wine. Epic.
Yeah.
Epic.
Archie,
Live, the Oklahoma. Yeah, what I'd like you to do is if you could we'll just decork it to show Marky how it's done. Where? Okay. So what we'll do is we'll open it and then we'll let it breathe for a couple of minutes. If that's okay with you.
Oh, no.
Oh, fuck this.
What? I don't believe it.
What? There we go. What can you say, guys? What a great clip, hey? There was some better. There was some better clips.
Arch, did you know you can open a bottle of wine with a cloth napkin?
Hey,
I mean, for real, all day long. It's just like
look,
no
I
joke.
think the reason it went funny was that it had actually been. It hadn't been.
Oh.
The cork had dried out a bit. Okay.
Yeah. So it busted up when you tried to pop it open.
Let's run the
I know,
Star
I
Trek
get
one.
that.
Star Trek. Let's run this.
Captain's log. Using the light speed breakaway factor, the Enterprise has moved back through time to the 20th century. We are now in extended orbit around Earth.
Spark. Any answers? Still read a suggestion of carbon cycling life forms on the surface.
Who do you think is hotter, Uhuru or?
Surface is molten lava. The atmosphere is poisonous.
Our readings could be false, Captain. Perhaps
The
caused
North.
by some natural phenomena.
Well, I think Starfleet should forget about those old space legends. There's no intelligent life here.
Captain, both amplitude and frequency modulation being used.
Modulation.
I think I can pick up something visual.
Proper
It's using a
modulation.
system I think they once called video.
Television was the colloquial term.
Proper
What
modulation.
is on the screen?
I think we're live now. Tell you who I really do love. Dr. Mexico's was asking about the horns there, right? For $5.49. There we go. It's as close as you can get there.
What in the name of
Christ. Oh my God.
Am I seeing things? Not unless I am too.
It was 1 crown. I got 2 now, Marky.
Well, I remember you swallowed the one.
Yeah.
$5 super chat by Stephen K. Archie sing "It's Raining Men."
Okay, hang on. I'm gonna find this fucking thing. I gotta find this fucking thing because I never heard these. Let me get this fucking thing.
Hallelujah.
I'm getting in the mood. Okay, wait. The intro's fucking long. Okay, here we go, fuckers. Here we go, fuckers. Fuck, this intro's long. What these stupid cunts fucking have these long fucking intros go? Humidity's rising. Oh, he's getting low according to all sources. The streets place to go because tonight, for the first time, just a 10:30 for the first time in history, it's gonna start raining men and men. Hallelujah! It's raining men. It's raining men. Hallelujah! It's raining men. Hallelujah! He's rising. Barometer is getting fucking light, bitches. According to our sources, the streets the ways to go. Cause tonight, for the first time, just about 10:30, for the first time in history, it's gonna start fucking raining, man. It's raining.
Take us in a moment ahead. Walk factor 1.
Proton torpedoes, please.
Those were the days, Marky.
Those were the days, my friend. We
What
thought that would never
Where
end.
did Uwe go? Where did Uwe go? Tell me this.
Uwe was forcibly removed from YouTube, if I recall correctly.
I loved him. He's a great guy.
How do you feel about a kolachki?
A Chalachki? What's a Chalachki?
A kolachki is a little small. It's a small cookie.
Yeah.
Made out. Well, you got to look. Made out of a cream cheese. They're Polish or Jewish, both Eastern European. You want to know? The Ukrainians probably make them.
Super chat.
Oh,
Super chat.
Vareniki, we call them. Yeah.
Super chat. Super chat.
It's like a dumpling. Here we go. Super chat. Sirocco sales. Check WhatsApp. Bought a new car for me. Waiting delivery next week. You're joking. Sirocco. Fuck me dead. Sirocco's bought a new car. Just as well you're on the stream, Rancher. Have a look at this. Rancher, have a look at this. Guess what he's bought himself?
Look at it. You have to pull it up before I can have a look at it. That's how looking works.
Ooh.
Nice.
Modern Mercedes V8 twin turbo. Fuck it. Live life.
Yep.
Clyde, explain to us how looking works again.
Look at that. Sirocco, when do you get... Man, that's amazing. He said, Sirocco says in his comment, bought a new car, bought a new for me car, waiting delivery next week. Fuck yes. What a beautiful...
Look at the brake calipers.
Hey, Mike, show us some pictures of your 930.
Racing calipers. I dare say.
Mike.
Sirocco, well done, man.
Yes, well done.
Mike.
Mike.
Oi, oi, oi.
Mike, oi, oi, oi.
Oh, Mike.
Mikey is in a diabetic coma. We'll talk to him in a couple of hours after the ambulance comes.
Sorry, I didn't realize I was muted.
Okay.
I don't have any pictures, but
Why
the
don't you have
reason
the pictures?
the reason you can see the caliper on this car is because of the design of the wheels is like a multi-straight spoke wheel, so you can literally see through it.
Mikey,
That's
I
why.
was just showing off that I knew the word brake caliper. I was just
Those are big giant Brembo brakes.
Racing caliper.
4 or even sometimes 6 caliper Brembo brakes
Look
they
at
put
my
on.
masculinity, Mikey. Look at the masculinity that is me.
Well, I've got something very similar to this brake-wise on the front of my Porsche.
Well-
They're called Big Reds, and they're the calipers that they put on the newer model Porsches. So they just have they stop way better than the original stuff.
Mike, you know it's worth 1,000 words?
A picture.
A picture.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Look at that. What a beauty. We had Curly in the background, but he jumped off. Where did our Curly go? What happened?
Bring back my curly. Bring back my curly to me.
Where is our Curly? I love Curly, don't you?
Sure. What's the difference? He's the same person as Narc, right?
Curly? No, he's not.
Oh, okay.
I love Curly.
What's the difference?
What's the difference? Tell me this. Curly's a great guy. I love my Curly. He's just...
So Narc is not a good guy.
I love the Narc. We love the Narc. We love the Curly. They're all good guys for us. Tell me this, Marky.
Mark, what do you love more, Narcs or Curlies? Okay, he's gone too. Great.
Well, I'm just heating up a little dinner, Clydesy. Jeez.
That's okay. He can heat up some dinner.
I am. I don't know. I can't tell if Curly and I have a love affair or a hate affair. Maybe it's love-hate. I don't know.
No, that's called marriage.
I'm not too sure. Curly. Where is my Curly? Why do we live in the same city if we haven't gotten together? It's stupid.
I know. He wants low effort friends.
That's me. I make no effort.
Low effort friends.
That's great, Mark.
I got to tell you, what a great car to get. What do you think? Isn't that beautiful?
Hell yeah.
It's modern. It's a modern car. It's a different car to your car, Rancher, but it'd still be fucking fun. You know what I mean, Rancher? One thing Mercedes do really well is fun. They do fun, Rancher. And I reckon you'd look really cool in that car. It's a very cool looking car. And
hey!
Rancher, what a way to go, hey? What a way to go, Rancher.
I mean, if you're going to go in a fiery crash, what car would you like to die in?
A Pantera. Well, actually, that's a
We got Tough Love, $2. Why don't you have a picture, IRW, of the 930? Well, he's sort of got a photo, but he's going to bring...
I do have pictures. I got them on my phone right here.
Now, why are you asking me this question rather than Mike the Snake?
I don't know why people
Tough Love, $2. Why don't you have a picture of IRW of your
$10 from Neo Super Chat.
Yeah, $10.
Super chat.
We need a
Super chat.
Neo, $10. Pontiff, the Archieverse demands your official decree on this matter. Does Dodger have enough celebrity status to grab docs, reports, pussy whenever Dodger desires? Of course he does. Look at that. There we go.
Look at those fender flares.
Isn't it Neo who got the celebration dial? Neo, tell us if you love it and if you wear it. We've got some dead air going on, guys. Dead air. Mikey, I feel like you're supposed to fill the dead.
I'm like gleaning the chat room, but
pay attention to the camera because you're the main man right now. Talk to the
boy. Woo! It's time for me to like sing and dance and do a jig, and do one of those tap dancing numbers and kind of da 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 on my way out.
I got to tell you, we're looking forward, Mikey, to you getting the car. And just look after it. Don't do anything stupid, okay? Please.
Promise.
Don't go off the PCH in a fiery crash like, who was that?
Just drive sensibly. Drive sensibly. And
there's a number of people.
Who, James Dean. Don't pull a James Dean.
You remember, the ass on those
James
things.
Dean didn't die on Highway 1. He died in, I think, Nevada
or Paul Walker.
in a crash. Paul Walker died in downtown getting a ride from a friend in a Porsche Spider, and the guy didn't know how to drive a supercar and punched it, and he got it all sideways, and he wrapped it around a tree on Paul Walker's side. And then to make things worse, it's a completely carbon fiber car, so it went up in flames, and that's how he died. But that happened downtown, in a downtown setting.
Exactly. I got to tell you, man, seriously, it's really good to see you. I'm really happy to see Sirocco's got himself. He loves Mercedes. Fucking enjoy himself. What a great way to go. Just fucking enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
I love toys. Do you love toys? Marky, you love toys. All of us on this panel love toys. Even Rancher. He was cantankerous until he got the Mercedes and started. You love your cars, don't you?
I mean, was cantankerous.
He loves his cars and his coffee machines.
Yeah, it's a great way to go. Enjoying yourself. And, a beautiful ride. What more do you want in life?
Clyde, I've been using the mocha pot.
Mocha Joe's. Remember that, Tom?
I have all these machines. I'm using the $10 one.
Yes.
It's curb your enthusiasm. Let me ask you, Rancher.
Actually, Mark, you want me to send you a coffee jack and let you play around with it?
Yes, please.
You would like that?
I don't know. What is it?
It's a coffee jack.
Coffee jack. What's a coffee jack?
It's something
Never
you
heard of
jack
this
with
yet.
coffee. Also, there's a super chat. Have you ever
We've got a super chat from Neo, $5. Mike the Snake, would you ever consider adding racing stripes and circles with a number on it? Yes, Herbie.
Well, that's also there's a version of the car that came with off-center stripes and the white number circle on the door. I think that's normal for old school racing. You put that white circle on your door, and you'd either make it out of tape or write it in. But that's where you put your number of your car.
Would you do that?
No, hell no. This car is so sweet. The paint, I believe, is original. Honestly, I mean, I can't find any signs of overspray, from a reshoot, which inevitably there always is. You'll always find evidence of a reshoot, and there is none. And the interior, the inside of the deck lid is it's old looking, but everything is all there, perfect, just how it came from '79. And the only real changes are the back seats are gone, the roll bar is installed, and now the stock seats are back in it, and a big giant monster motor, and the special period correct 3-piece modular BBS wheels, which are gold, just gold, and I'm gonna have to retire it because
I like the Fuchs. I like Fuchs, Mikey.
Of course. Fuchs look good too. But I prefer the looks of the BBS over the Fuchs all day long. But yes, Fuchs, original Fuchs are $1,000 a wheel, not $600 a wheel.
Narky, go Fuchs yourself.
And I got to tell you, what are you eating there? What are you eating there?
It's really good.
That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good.
Well, first,
Tell me.
Thing's getting
Super chat.
homemade bowl, and I've got some beef stew. Super chat.
Neo, $20. It's the first weekend of the year, and you guys are killing my zen. Archie, grab a drink. Cheers to the punters of the Archie verse. Yes. You know what I might do? You reckon I should wash my cup?
Nah. Drink it dirty. Mark, where's your Negroni?
Wash it.
Hey, I'll be back in
I
a
should
couple
wash my
minutes.
glass. It's got that tinge to it. Do you reckon I should wash it or not?
My Negroni, how you doing?
I might grab that. I might do that. I would like to get it. What would you want me to drink, guys? What's a good drink? What's a good drink? I'm going to go and get some nuts. I'm going to get some nuts. I'm going to wash my glass, get some nuts.
Ooh, top of my language.
And I'm going to have a scotch. How does that sound? What do you think of that?
Sounds great. Right after this, super chat.
Super chat, super chat. I will do that, Neo. Yankee Doodle, $5. Profile the difference between a Patek and Breguet wearer dress watch. I think the Patek owner is more concerned with resale and hype and stuff. The Breguet, a bit more of a dreamer, a purist, somebody who is going to die with that thing because they're hard to make. Get your money back.
Somebody who's poor.
I'd say they're both purists. I reckon they're both. You got to buy watches that you love, not just for resale. I think that's the mark of a true collector. You buy things that you love, not just.
You know, something
resale.
that you and Klein have.
I'm going to run that. Let me run that skit. Let me run that skit. Just a minute. I'm going to run that Mookie skit just a minute as I go and wash this glass. Do you want me to do that?
No. But you're going to. Go ahead.
Where's 1 minute? I'll go and do that and I'll wash the glass and come back with nuts, clean glass, and we'll do that. Let's do it. 1 minute.
Do your thing. Do your thing. Do your thing.
They're like fish. You know, like fish. They go off in the shop. Just 1 minute, Bear. I was going to say something. Just hang on. I got to take this call. Just got to take this call quickly. Jesus, 1 minute. Fuck, what's going wrong? OHS officer, I'll be back in 1 minute.
All it says is
1 minute. Just gonna take this call. 1 minute. I'll go and check the internet. I'll check it. I'll be back 1 minute. Give me 1 minute.
Ah, don't bullshit. Don't bullshit.
It's not illegal.
I'll be back
but
in
anything
1
over
moment. I'm just
10,000
going for a toilet break. We're
Yeah,
going to wrap
sure,
up
no,
soon,
no.
but we'll keep going.
Sure.
I'll just go to the toilet. I'll be back in 1 minute.
30 seconds or 1 minute or 90 seconds.
Yeah, I'll just be 1 minute. Just hang on one tick.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. I'll just be 1 minute. 1 minute. 1 minute.
I have my own preference for oil.
I'll just be 1 minute there. Just give me a minute. Just 1 minute there. I just
Let me fucking finish. You asked me
say one thing there. Yes. Yes.
But they actually
Here's my
found out.
Speedmaster.
Just 1 minute. Just one moment. I gotta make that coffee. Guys, I'm just taking a quick toilet break. I'll be right back. I'm just going to a bathroom. I'll be back in 1 minute.
Bathroom break.
I will be back in 1 minute, Bear. Just cover me for a minute, Bear. Just keep talking. Keep talking.
Of course.
1 minute.
Yeah, they do a show together. That's not my fucking show. That's their show.
1 minute. Cover me.
Super chat.
I'll be back in 1 minute. All I gotta do is put hot water into the cup.
My microphone not working.
Just 1 minute. I'll be back. 1 minute.
Where are you going?
I gotta put the aircon on. 1 minute, guys. I gotta check something. I gotta check. 1 minute.
Check something real quick. Quick.
Hey, everybody, it's Mr. Drummond here.
Be 1 minute, boys. 1 minute. 1 minute. I'll just get a glass of water. 1 minute. 1 minute.
You have no idea of the pets I've had. I've had a pet hawk. I've had a pet wild boar.
I'm just gonna let Dave talk to you guys for a minute. I'll be back in 1 minute. The water. 1 minute. 1 minute. Sorry, guys. 1 minute. 1 minute. I had to break off ice. I got ice in my hand. Let me throw that. Just hang on one tick. I just gotta check something. 1 minute, guys. Just cover me.
This is our big moment.
I will be back. I just gotta push some water, Bear. 1 minute.
My toilet! No, not on me! No!
Oh, shit, my dad. I gotta just take this call. 1 minute. What's wrong with me mentally? 1 minute there. I want to show you.
You can't drink if you're driving today.
I need a pep. I need some pep. Ooh, 1 minute.
Hi.
1 minute. 1 minute. 1 minute. I'll be back in 1 minute.
Cruise control engaged.
I'm gonna go and weigh myself. I'll just be 1 minute. 2 minutes, guys. 1 minute. 1 minute. Counting down. Can I? I'm just gonna take 1 minute break. I need to get a headache tablet. I'll be back in 1 minute. I got a headache tablet. Super chat. Yeah, that's amazing. Just 1 minute. Hey, I'll be back in 1 minute. Just cover me. You got it. Cover, guys. I'll be back.
We got this. We got this. Don't worry.
Hey, I gotta grab something. 1 minute, guys.
You didn't read the super chat.
Super chat.
Super chat. You know what? I would like to be recognized as the originator of super chat. That is not Curly. That is Curly doing his impression of moi. Super chat. Speaking of which, super chat. Where have you gone? Jesus, come on, guys. Help a brother out. Don't make me do 20 minutes on cat food and dog food ingredients. Don't make me do it. Here he comes. Oh dear. I believe it was a cashew, which are grown in Thailand for the most part, Southeast Asian nut. They grow, cashews grow in a thing the size of an apple, and everything that surrounds the cashew itself is poisonous. Well, here we are. We were just talking all about you. Cashews?
You know what?
Cashews?
Look at this.
Looks a little dusty.
I
Wash
cleaned
it?
it.
Did you? Hard water?
I'm gonna have an Oban 14. Okay. Beautiful whiskey. Absolutely beautiful. You know why I'm gonna have this? And that's not even a stingy pour. Look at that.
That's a generous pour. It's one finger.
I gotta tell you something. I want to tell you something, Marky.
Tell us something, but that was only one finger. Cashews?
Of course.
All right. Then. We were just talking about cashews. They're grown in Thailand.
Why is Satan's kitten called Satan's kitten?
You'll have to ask Clyde, but I do remember the origin of that. Clyde, do you remember? See, Clyde is a spider bite, drama mama. Clyde is a master at assigning nicknames. And I think what I was telling him was
drama mama,
spider bite. What else does he come up with?
Log drainer.
Drama mama.
Fuck you! I hate you so much. Log drainer, which kind of stuck. Minotaur. Minotaur. Super chat. Anyway, he's like the master of the goddamn nicknames. Super chat. Super chat.
Super Neo. Neo, $2. NAO Pontiff. Let's get 2024 going. Give me ROI, return on investment.
And another super chat.
Here we go. Mark 2 Brett, $2. A single serving of cashews is like 3. What does he mean?
I think he means it's like 300 calories. That's what I think. I think he got cut off there, but they are caloric. But they are good for you. A lot of they're high calorie, high fat, but high protein, high fiber, high vitamin mineral content. Although they say the best nut for your brain is the walnut because it's filled with omega-3s.
Omega-3, that's like fish, isn't it? Is that omega-3?
Yeah, well, it's a particular, I think it's an amino acid that your brain, anyway, what do I know? Walnuts, guys. So, Clyde, are you there? Well, anyway, I was telling him that that my boyfriend was like very, very, very cute and adorable, but like really wicked and evil. And he goes, he's like a kitten. And I'm like, yes, he's like a kitten. He goes, he's like Satan's kitten. And I was like, oh shit, that's 100, because he's really adorable. But he's like one of these creatures that's adorable that like kind of get you close enough so he can claw you with poisonous claws.
That's so fantastic, man. I am so looking forward to visiting you in Chicago.
We are taking you to the bar. We are going to have a good time.
Actually, sorry, that reminds me. You know, one thing I regret about my New York trip?
What is that? What do you regret? Not seeing any theater? Because that was a mistake.
Oh, no, I'm actually got theater organized. I got Lion King organized for next time.
That'll be good. That'll be good.
I never went to a nightclub in New York. Where are these nightclubs?
Oh, shit. The best nightclub in New York is now closed. Well, there's a couple of them that are now famously closed.
Studio 59?
Well, Studio 54. I was a little, the one that I remember fondly and only managed to get to a couple times before it closed was called the Limelight. And if you have to Google it, it was the Limelight was a Catholic cathedral that was, where the diocese in Manhattan closed the cathedral and sold it off, and it was an enormous place. It was a giant Catholic cathedral, but it had so many different rooms and bars, and depending on if you were gay or straight, there were different lines to wait in. It was much easier to get into the gay side because they preferred to fill it up with gay people. And I remember they looked at me and the way I was dressed, and they said, "Oh, you want the straight line?" And I was like, "I do not." And they were like, "Oh, well, then let's get you right in," because I don't really, I don't really deserve the gay card because, like, look at me, I'm dressed more like a like a lumberjack or a lesbian, but I'm a dog farmer. What
I've had people say that I should be gay.
Well, you should. It's you missed your calling. You're very fussy. You're very particular. You like high-heeled shoes and find the finer.
Pink's one of my favorite colors.
See there, you have a pink Birkin bag.
Exactly.
Much to the chagrin of Satan's kitten, who merely has a candy pink Marc Jacobs.
You look after him so well. You're such a good.
Well, I'm a good boyfriend, but so is he. I mean, you would not believe the shit that I put up with before him. So
you're joking.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty happy.
How are they bad? How are they bad, gay lovers? What are they bad like?
No, it's not gay, well, I had a particularly crazy one, but I don't want to get in. I know how to, it's a rabbit hole I don't want to jump down, but let me just say, I was used and abused and put away wet. And when this one came along, he's fucking nice. Like, he's sweet, he's cute, he's nice. Anyway, long story short, I'm pretty, yes, I take care of him, but the reverse is true. Listen, here's a story one little detail of how Satan's kid takes care of me. He's a little bit, dare I say, use the word anal. He's a little bit anal about the bed. Okay, I personally wouldn't even make the bed. You know, I just need to be able to crawl into it. But he wants a bed made with like pillows and hospital corners and turned down. So
hospital corner. Oh, corners.
Yeah. I mean, he's like a maniac. He wants nice bedding. In other words, our king size bed always looks like it just came out of house, beautiful. You know? And then if I want to get in the bed, because usually I go to bed a little bit earlier than him, and what'll happen is he'll give me turn down service because he wants it to look nice when I get it. And one night I said to him, "Where's the mint?" And that was about 2 years ago. And I shit you not. Since then, I don't think a single night has gone by that not only did he turn down the bed for me, but there is a fucking mint on my pillow. And he has never missed it. And once I remember saying, "I'm going to bed." He's like, "Wait!" And he goes running upstairs, pushes me out of the room so he can turn down the bed and place the mint. Isn't that adorable? Super.
That is. It doesn't melt onto the pillow?
No. It's a wrapped mint. We use the same one over and over. Oh, and then...
You don't eat it? You don't eat the mint?
No, the mint is... I've got several wrapped mints, and he just recycles through them. He cycles through them. But I watched him one night, and he was like, before he placed the mint, he kissed it. Every night, he not only places the mint on my pillow, but he kisses the mint. But I mean, like, this is a really good, really, really good boyfriend.
Super chat.
Neo, $20. Eat less, drink more, pour the second pontiff. Archie, can you please research getting a pair of ballerina shoes you can wear?
Ooh, geez.
And tell us how much it will cost. Now drink and pour the second. Okay, I think I will. You know what? I've had a really
tough day.
No, it's been a difficult quarter. You know what I mean? It's
there, but for the grace of God. You have some shit going on in your life that I'm like very blessed.
Cheers. There we go. It's another good pour.
All right. Cheers, queers. Ears.
I got to tell you,
Gotta.
It's a tricky thing. Life is fucking tricky at times, and
always love. Love is tough. Love is a mess.
Yeah, love is a disaster. I am so. I'm just going to send a message to Sirocco. I am so happy for you.
Would you rather have the love of your life or the car of your dreams?
You coming to Brisbane to collect. I want to see if he's collecting that.
Would you rather put 100,000 miles on a lady or on a Mercedes?
What's that?
Would you rather put 100,000 miles on a lady or on a Mercedes?
Look, it's funny you say that. Okay, like really, what is it? What makes you happy? I think it's a bit of balance, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I think it's more relationships are more important than possessions.
Get close to that mic, Arch. The mic. Can't hear you. There we go.
I think people are more important than the possessions, but many people aren't worthy. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yes, I do know what you're saying. Oh, yes, I do.
And
yeah.
Problem is, I wish I could take so much with me. When eventually when I do depart, I do want to take more with me, don't you?
You can't, because Rancher will fucking dig you up.
I know. I want to take more with me, don't you? I mean, isn't that piss you off? You work your life.
Let me tell you what I want to take with me. I have a very specific set of things that I want to take with me. And it's really got nothing to do with, it's got absolutely nothing to do with watches or cars. Or I'll have to do a mental count, but I got 5 or 6 dogs and 1 cat. Remember Jupiter? I got a bunch of little boxes of ashes upstairs in the closet. And that's what I want to take with me. I want to get mixed up in all of that, and I want to get scattered on the monastery grounds. Clyde, did you say something, Clyde?
Yeah.
Super chat.
There we go. Super chat.
Here we go. Super chat. Where have you been? Trading profits £2. Arch, would you give up on pussy forever for a 6102p? I think that's a minute repeater, Paddock. You know what?
Nah.
Okay, Mark, same question.
Well, a different answer. But I mean, at the end of the day, you really cannot say. Sexuality is an enormous part of the human experience. Why would you give that up for an object?
Hmm.
On the other hand, you know, everybody does like a crusty tea towel. You know what? You guys think we're going to get to the point where sex dolls and 3D glasses are going to get realistic enough that we just don't need women and will population fall? Like, wouldn't you pay 12 or 14 grand for like the perfect sex robot?
I would. Would you?
Yeah, who wouldn't? You know, the robot that never says no, never has a headache, never is OTR or needs to clean out, or I just ate Taco Bell or whatever it is.
Yes. That's a good point.
And wouldn't it improve relationships when there was no pressure? You know, it's just a thought.
Yeah.
What relationships?
Well, I mean, some of us have one.
What do you think, guys? What would you do?
What do you mean? What would I do? Would I pay 14 grand for, you know, like the virtual reality sex doll? I know. I'd like, who wouldn't? Imagine you could finance these damn things.
But it's got no spirit. It's just fake. You know, it's like this. Are you into short films at all?
Well, a little, but it won't take half your shit. Let's look at it like that.
No, but I was watching one of my favorite short films.
Yeah.
Is this guy who has a heart attack and he gets to relive any day of his life.
Was it a Japanese film?
No, it was actually. It's got the guy from All Creatures Great and Small, the vet, the Siegfried. No.
Yeah. Well, Siegfried was the brother, but continue. James Herriot was the.
He was the father. The father.
Well, he was the vet, and then.
Yeah, he was the vet. He's the one who, and that's.
He was the older brother. Yeah.
Okay, what I'm trying to tell you is if you could relive, but then it turns out that it's just actors playing the thing. Is that the same for you as if it's not the real person?
Well, no. I mean, but I feel like a sex doll, as opposed to destroying or replacing relationships, might actually take a lot of pressure off of relationships. What if you didn't? What if you just needed each other for the companionship and the occasional roll in the hay? Hey. But anyway, just a thought. I feel like Darth Nagus says it's going to happen. I've seen it in Blade Runner. That was excellent. Blade Runner is one of my favorite movies. It's such a good movie. And yeah, what's her name? She was the sex doll, one of the main characters. What the hell? What is that actress's name?
Sean Penn.
No, and she was in Splash also. What is her name?
Daryl Hannah.
Daryl Hannah. Yeah, Daryl Hannah played the sex robot, you know, in the in the Blade Runner Rebellion. Great movie. But I mean, I feel like that's coming, you know. Well,
you reckon it is?
To coin a phrase, sure it is. I mean, hey, we have the Roomba. Like, isn't that a stupid use? Like, the stupidest use of robotic technology in the world is that, like, vacuum the fucking floor. Give me something useful, you know. I mean, if the dog pisses or vomits on the floor, the Roomba is just going to wipe it all over the carpet. So I don't want that. You know, give me something useful. Give me Daryl Hannah or her brother. You know, just saying. I mean, wouldn't you like that? I mean, it could do everything but cook the scrambled eggs. What if your wife only needed to cook scrambled eggs for you? That was the whole nature of the relationship.
Yes.
You know, you would probably be a lot happier. Everybody would be. Might just be my own personal fantasy. I don't know, but hopefully I have enough time left on Earth. We need the technology to, you know, forge ahead a little bit.
Yeah, I totally get it with you. Let's call up this Patek and see whether I've made the wrong choice there. This is a Patek Philippe Patek.
I mean, it's going to be nice, but
6102P. Holy fuck! This is celestial. This is not just a nice Patek.
You're going to need to be castrated and go on your like female hormones to like wipe the ideas completely out of your mind. Then, if you want this watch, you know.
Yeah.
Clyde can organize that for you because Clyde lives in the flyover states where they, you know, castrate cattle on the daily.
Here we go. Look at this. Isn't that beautiful? It's a celestial, for fuck's sake. Oh my god! And it's the P, which makes it the platinum one. Yeah. Holy fuck!
Let's have a closer look. Pick one. Blow it up.
Let's have a look at this baby. Look at this. Fuck me dead. Look at this here. Fuck me dead. It's $500,000 Aussie dollars. 530,000 Aussie. What's that? 400,000 US. Fuck.
You know,
me dead.
or you could have a 57-year-old in the Calatrava.
Now, can I jerk off still? Can I jerk off? Now, let's just clarify the terms here, okay? I give up on pussy, but I can jerk off.
You can. Yeah, you can.
But is that enough?
You know,
What happens if you got caught cheating? What would be the penalty if you were caught having pussy? Let me ask you. Let me just grab something from the car. I'm going to grab something. I'll be back in one.
Well, I can tell you what. He's gone. The penalty would be your dick falls off. So we got to really give him a penalty he's got to think about. Can't believe he's left. Clyde, are you there? Clyde, can you hear me? Oh, Jesus. All right. I'm turning off my camera. I refuse to run this show. As you guys know, I'm not good at it.
Now, Marky, what would the terms be? Say, for example, if you got caught lying on this.
So your pecker would, yeah, listen.
What would be the fucking penalty? If
Your pecker turns green and then falls off. You get gangrene to the penis and it falls off within 48 hours, never to be reattached because it like rotted. So, I mean, it's a bad idea to do the cheat. You got to take this seriously. You either do it or you don't do it. And you can think about that while you read this super chat.
What a fucking nasty thing to say. You know what I mean? What happens if
I do know, but you got to really be serious.
Super chats, trading profits, Arch. Here we go. Trading profits, £2. You can jerk off and you are allowed to switch sides.
That's a fair point. You know, if you were required to give up.
Let me ask you this. Can I ask you something?
Yes, you may.
Super chat.
Fuck, I don't know if I can say this to you.
Well,
is a lady boy switching sides enough?
It's like kind of in the middle, you know. I feel like it's a little in the middle. And actually, I think you found. Honestly, I feel like you found the, you found the middle ground there. I feel like you would actually be relieved.
You actually kind of discovered the middle ground.
I think. Archie
I'll be honest with you. If I got a Patek Celestial.
Yeah, you go straight up to the ladyboy immediately.
Is that terrible?
Terrible. I think you'd be relieved.
It would have to be pre-op or post-op. Let's just clarify the terms. I want to fucking clarify.
Pre-op.
Pre-op, obviously. Obviously pre-op.
No, why can't it be post-op?
Well, because that's pussy.
Is
that
is
a
surgical pussy or not?
Well,
is it Bill Clinton pussy? I did not have sex with that woman.
Well, apparently he only used a cigar. Anyway, no, I think it's pre-op, Clyde. The judges have spoken. It's pre-op. And I think you'd be all right with that.
I wouldn't actually be. I think you get used to it after a while, wouldn't you?
Well, I can assure you that you do.
and as you mentioned to me, the thing is with this type of relationship, they're both partners are really keen for it, aren't they?
Can I just say that the thing that
Doc fell out. Where the fuck did Doc go? Why did Doc leave when we were discussing the terms of the contract?
I feel like we really need to
super chat. Neo, $20. Archie, be pragmatic. From today until the day you can't get it going anymore, you may get boom boom 7 or 8 times. Better take the watch and drink another. It's 2024.
Oh, that's cruel. That is cruel. I think what Neo is saying is you've only got 7 or 8 times left in your entire lifetime anyway. So you might as well just sacrifice those and take the watch. Ooh, that is
7 or 8 times a day. Is that what he's saying?
No, in your life, all you're going to get. He estimates that you look. If I read Neo right, he's saying you've only got 7 or 8 times left in your lifetime anyway. It's pretty. That's how I read it. I don't know, Clyde. What do you think? Super chat.
Super chat. I love it, Curly. I know it pisses you off, Mark.
No, not anymore. I've embraced it. I've taken it back. Super chat.
I just loved it how he does it. Is because he's just trading profits £2 pre-op only.
Yeah. So yeah, you can make it work. Like, listen, any port in a storm, Archie. Any port in a storm.
I don't think that's terrible. Do you?
Me? Hell no. Obviously not.
No, but Ten, can I ask you something? Stop. Can I please ask you something if it's not horrible to ask you?
Well, the problem is, you may ask me, but I feel like we have put the punters into a very uncomfortable situation right now.
A gay man is attracted to another man, correct?
Well, that is pretty much the definition of things.
But is a gay man attracted to a man pretending to be a woman? That's a transvestite, isn't it?
No, that's a gay man in denial. That's like a Republican.
Oh, okay, got you. Okay, that explains it. Thank you.
Can
I tell you one thing I found about America, Marky? Now that I'm completely shit-faced.
Saved by the super
Can I tell you something? Can I tell you something I find funny about America?
Super chat.
Can I tell you something funny? Okay.
Yes, tell us. Tell us. We want to know something.
Neo,
funny.
you owe me a drink, punt. I'm doing it now. Can I tell you something funny about America? I didn't realize this, Marky, right?
Yes. Tell me.
But
yes.
I'll be honest with you. My politics,
I
don't know if I should say this, okay? My politics.
Go ahead.
I like the Republicans.
All right.
Right? Like that they've got their, what I like about Republicans is their hard work ethic.
I voted for Reagan. I voted for Bush.
Okay. What I don't like about Republicans is they have their moral basis from 1850.
That is the problem, in my opinion.
Like, I really like left wing. I like the Democrats' left wingness, right? Because I'll be honest with you, I don't see anything wrong with swinging. I'm friends with lesbians. I've had a lesbian girlfriend at one stage, okay? And how'd that work out?
How did it work in would be the more exact.
Thank you.
I'll be right back, by the way.
All right. The Clyde stream is coming.
I want to tell you this story, right? I really think myself, the problem is with the right wing in America, they're so fucking puritanical.
It is. What I mean? Yeah, like listen.
Like my politics is right wing, but I'm left wing as far as sexuality goes. Does that make sense?
You know what? No, I'm a little like that. I would describe myself as, in some senses, fiscally and politically conservative, but socially liberal. And the problem is that you kind of, at this point, unfortunately, politics is so divisive here, and in a lot of places too, where you just have to like pick whichever pisses you off more, and then you just go with the opposite of that.
Yeah, but do you understand? Like I mean, I really like.
I was a blue dog. Do you know what a blue dog Democrat is? We were Reagan voter. We were Democrats who voted for Reagan, and that was me. Blue dog Democrat.
But the Democrats, like I was a Kennedy. I'm a Kennedy Democrat. But Kennedy is so different to Democrats of today.
Well, you weren't born when Kennedy was the president. I myself was 5 years old, but you weren't even born.
And I mean, I'm a huge Nixon fan. I love Nixon. I always like the underdog. You know, he got busted. Hey, just own it, Nixon. Rich Tricky. Just own it. You know, he was in the White House when the Brady Bunch was being filmed. Did you know that, Marky?
Yes.
And I liked his 5 o'clock shadow. He was a Quaker. I don't know if you know that. He was a Quaker, actually.
Is that right? Well, Quakerism started right here in the U.S. of A. Nixon was a Quaker.
He got into Harvard, but he couldn't afford the fees to get there.
William Penn, the founder of
Doc, BBC's on. Doc, we're sinking. I need you, Doc.
Thank God, it's almost time to go.
How's it going, fellas?
Not good.
How's it going, man? What would you give up if someone offered you this Patek Philippe 6102? That's the celestial one
for free,
but no pussy. No pussy. You can jerk off,
but you can't have.
You can switch sides, but you can't have pussy
for the rest of your natural born life, or you get gangrene and it falls off, Doc.
Oh no,
not
forever. Not forever.
No, come on.
Doc could last.
What happens if you use one of those flashlights? Would that count?
Flashlight, Doc. You could last like a month, but that's all. That's the most I give you.
There's a super chat.
Super chat. JT, we got Danny on the stream. JT, $2. Mike, will you be okay if Doc and Clive on the same panel?
Why not? Why wouldn't he be?
I don't know.
It's because we're the same character, voiced by the same actor.
This is a little it's a little dicey. I don't know how you do it.
Oh, is that Clive who sent me the pen?
You're supposed to cover your mouth when you do that, Danny. Remember, please remember.
Do it without moving my mouth. Just cover it out.
I'm distracted by the tooth. Just cover your mouth.
Oh, hey, Mike Goldberg. Oh, you're my
Oi,
favorite
oi,
character
oi.
on the show.
Oi.
You know what? When he does Mike or Marcelo, I can completely understand you. When you do Danny, I can't understand a fucking word.
Hey, Mark.
Yes.
I bought a hard copy of your white book from Amazon, and I reckon I could do training the dogs much better than you.
I don't care if you train your dog better. The only thing I care about is that you bought the book. That's the whole point of it.
I just bought it to look at the pictures, Mark.
You know, a lot of people send me pictures of that book chewed up by the dog. I've gotten at least 20 of those pictures, which I think is awesome because the dog is eating the book and then they got to go buy
And they're
another
going to buy another one. They're going to buy another one.
It's fucking awesome.
We got Kelly! Kelly! How's it going, gents? How's it going, gents?
Jesus Christ, take it easy, man. What the fuck is wrong with you?
We missed you.
Hey. Kelly, I miss you, man. I love you.
Curly, we're taking Archie to Boys Town when he comes into town. We're going to Halstead Street. We're going to hit Roscoe's. What do you think? You in?
Hang on a second. I'll be right.
All right, that's it. He's pulling an Archie. He comes and he goes.
Just 1 minute there, but
hey, take the fucking comics. I'll be right the fuck back. And I'm not going to no homo bar. God damn it! I'll never be able to go back into Joe's bar down on the south side and order me a home run in pizza.
All right, hey, Archie.
Yes, sir.
I got to ask some advice from you.
Yes, sir.
All right. You see this? Hold on a second.
You're going to show us something.
See that? You see that right there? All right, that's original OC. Now, you know, of course people like poking people when they're on holiday, when they're not around. So this right here, you see this content? You see that? That's you, right? It says, I'm proudly Tan's bitch.
Yep.
Okay, and then that's you on the side there, and that's me, and that's Narc. But then, you know, this is not on your channel. This is, you see OC, and this guy that pretends to be Danny Surdy sometimes, Daniel Katz, from the Katz Deli of New York, who I like. I love Daniel. You see that?
I love him.
All right, so OC did a 5-hour stream breaking down Paul Thorpe's appearance on your channel. Then, like the sneaky, greasy, two-faced, fucking empty suit fuck that he is, he buried it under members only. And I'm a member because I don't steal. I pay to play. But he put it on a very high tier to hide this, okay? And I would like to make your audience aware of what OC's opinion is of the ArchieLuxury channel, the ArchieLuxury contributors on the panel, Mr. Paul Thorpe. I'd like to do a breakdown of this because he said he was only going to play about 10 minutes. He turned this into a 4.5-hour stream. Okay? So I'd like to do this while I got some time, which is tonight. I'd like to run a dungeon and break this down for our audience. Would that be a problem for tonight?
Curly, you're welcome to do anything. You got free reign.
Well, I don't want to ruffle anybody's feather because, you know, I am the dark, vicious, malicious, you know. What do they call me? Hey, Danny, hey, Danny! All right, what am I called? Dark, vicious, malicious. What other adjectives?
Vinyl, nasty.
The boogeyman.
I was going to say delicious.
Yeah, I'm dark, vicious, and delicious. So I'm going to set up a dungeon. And if you don't mind for tonight, I know it's short notice, to just link over to the dungeon. Let me set up this. And let me give OC some love for a couple hours.
Hey, that sounds great. Curly, I have missed you, man. How was your holiday and your break?
My holiday was fantastic. By the way, I want to wish Bear Clooney watches happy Orthodox Christmas. Bear, I hope you're enjoying your time off with your family. We sure are enduring your lack of presence on these panels. Hey, you know what? That was a great. I caught the beginning of the show. That was a great breakdown on the evacuation of Saigon during Vietnam. There,
Kenny Nugent's dead right there. Kenny
Hey, Kelly, can I ask you this? Because I love you, man.
Yeah, Archie.
I miss you.
I miss you
don't
too.
really miss you. I miss you making the fucking money, Curly. Where are you making me the fucking money?
I'm not. Hey, listen. I'm a destroyer. I'm not a creator. I'm a destroyer. Remember? When I get bored, I destroy.
That's 100%.
It's dark, Curly. It's dark, Danny. It's dark. It's so dark. It's hard and it's dark and it's vicious and malicious.
Listen, Curly, do you know these dungeons? Did you say you're going to start running them again quite frequently?
I'm gonna try. Yeah, I'm gonna try.
Because Red keeps asking me when that dungeon's on.
My girl Red from Jimmy C.
Red, yeah, she's cool.
Oh, I love Red.
She's cool, and she keeps asking me, and I said I don't know. They just pop up now and then. So if they're going to be running regular, I'll let her know.
I love my girl Red.
I'm off on a panel on Sunday.
You what? Wait, what?
I'm off on panel with Red on Sunday.
On Jimmy C?
No, on Red's own one. But Jimmy C.
Oh, Red's got her own channel. Hey, Arch, everybody's got a channel now. You know who's even got a channel?
Who's that?
Shot in the Dark's got a channel, baby. We got to promote Shot in the Dark. It's called the Punter's Pub. Punter's Pub. Subscribe to the Punter's Pub. That's Shot in the Dark. You got nice people like Thomas Barnett, and it's just a nice mellow. You know, what do you call? What do they call it?
It's like
Boomers.
Talk with the Punters. Is that? Tell me, it's like that. Please.
No, it's called Punter's Pub. It's like a Boomers park bench booming.
But have you ever seen Watch Time with the Punters?
No.
T-shirt
No.
Buddha.
I have not, Clyde.
Okay.
Anyways, I'll let you guys get back to what are you doing? Watch talk or some more evacuation of Cambodia? What's the talk going on today? Hey, Arch, thank God that Neo was generous enough to start doing some super chats and finally brought you up over $100 for today. I guess you missed the fact that Tanzil was he's traveling, so you can't always
put a $50 super chat in. He put a $50 super chat in.
Yeah, but I'm saying you can't always count on Tanzil to. You got to kind of be concerned when you don't get super chats. Maybe pay a little attention to the chat. I don't know. It's just a
Curly,
little
can
advice.
I tell you something? The fact that you came on
means nothing.
more-
We haven't gotten one super chat. Doesn't mean anything.
Listen to me. It means more to me than all the money in the world, Curly. You're a wonderful
God,
man.
Mark, you're making Mark jealous.
You are a wonderful man, and I got to tell you something, man. I'm coming to Chicago. I want to see the dog trainer, and I want to see you. Please.
Okay.
I do. I do.
Archie, I'm the last person you would ever want to meet in person. Believe me.
Okay,
Curly, I want to see
Archie
you
channel
in real
advice.
life, okay?
What's that, Rancher?
Giving Archie channel advice is like screaming at a New York.
Hey, Rancher. I know that it's futile, but you got to try, right? It doesn't mean that it doesn't change you, Rancher. I mean, you always try. You always come back. You always do something, right? I mean, he's got an endearing quality about him, with all his faults. Come on, admit it, guys.
I love
Mark,
the Rancher. Where's
Of
Naki
course.
gone? Where's Naki Poo gone?
He's fucking bored with you, dude. He's bored with you. You lost him to the gambling pokies.
That's true. He said it's boring.
Yeah, he's just bored. He's intimidated by Mark. Mark intimidates him.
Can I take a 10-minute break? Listen, Curly, we're taking him to Roscoe's when he comes here.
Mark,
why don't you take him to the manhole? 20th Century Mall. Are you going to take him to the mall?
Hold on. The manhole closed like 5 years ago.
I know, but I love the name of that. What do they got? You got handlebars. You got Roscoe's.
You got Charlie's, Roscoe's. You know what?
I got to tell you something, Curly. What I miss, one thing I realized is that when I was in New York, I never went to a New York nightclub. I never found any nightclubs. Where the fuck are the Manhattan nightclubs? I couldn't see any.
Well, you're with the wrong people then.
Where are the Manhattan nightclubs?
You know, you hung around with what you should have did was you should have hung around with Gangster Gary, You should have hung around with Jamie Opulence, and you should have hung around with Pit Boss Captain. Those guys were partying all night long.
They were on it one
Yeah,
time.
you got a
They
fucking you got a hee-haw eating pizza in bed. You got a fucking you got Blondie pulling her extensions out of her hair, and you got these three guys are fucking still painting the town, baby. You were with the wrong crowd. Those guys were up at 4. I mean, Gangster Gary was walking down the street at 3 a.m. in the morning with a solid, with a platinum day date. He didn't give a flying fuck. He was just, I don't care. I'm walking to my hotel. I don't fucking care. I loved it. I loved it. Captain finds a fucking Xanax sitting on the table, puts it in his pocket. Yeah, I'll try and see what this is later.
It was good.
You gotta love those guys. You gotta love those guys.
Yeah, they were one of like best parts on it. But just watching them three go around together as a group.
You know what was funny, Danny? At one time, all three of them had their own Gonzo stream. You had Jamie in bed. You had Gangster Gary walking down 47th Street at 3 a.m. in the morning, and you had Captain in an Uber going home.
I thought it was funny when Gary would like recording everything what's in Jamie's cupboards and stuff.
Yeah. He was, he had Captain had his Gonzo, and then Gary's opening up all the drawers. He's opening up the closets. What's in here?
Like he was doing a police raid.
Holy shit! We got some fucking super chats coming in.
Super chat. Where have you been?
Oh, you got my favorite Golden Baba. Golden Baba finally made a panel appearance. It was fucking epic. I mean, who would have known? He sounds like he smokes 2 packs of Pall Malls unfiltered cigarettes a day. Thank you, Golden Baba.
Golden Baba, $50. Thanks, Curly. See, people love you, Curly.
Hey, look, whether they love me or they hate me, it's the same thing on these streams. You know what I mean, Arch? It's the same thing. Love or hate, it's the same thing. It doesn't matter.
Similar sort of question, Curly. Do you give a fuck if they love or hate you anyway?
Yeah, sometimes, Danny. Yeah, sometimes. Yeah, sometimes.
Curly's a sensitive man.
You give a shit.
You know what? Like if Mark Goldberg, if I did something to insult Mark, it would bother me. Like Crappie. Crappie called me fucking evil. Fucking guy called me evil. Can you imagine calling me evil?
I mean, honestly, coming from Crappie, it's a
that almost bothered me. That almost bothered. And then the next day he does a show about hemorrhoids. I don't know what he's trying to tell me. But hey, Mark, if there's anybody that knows the Crappie treatment, it's you, right?
Well, believe me, I know the crappy story.
No, you can't. Hey, Danny, you can't change.
I like Crappie though. I'll be honest, I like him.
I like him too. But he's just a fucking crazy curmudgeon, man.
I can't wait to go to his viewing.
His what?
His viewing.
Oh, stop! Why'd you even have to say something like that? Thank you, Golden Baba, for $50. Very generous super chat. Trading Profits. Is that the dude that lives in Hong Kong?
Yes.
Yeah, didn't he used to be an admin?
Yeah.
Yeah, he always had those good he had those cool car videos.
Yeah, he ran out of time.
Well, we all run out of time sooner or fucking later, right? Trading Profits. You want to read the super chat, Archie, or are you busy packing
Super chat. £2. Play Mark's intro acknowledging Archie coining WWC.
Whis, watch.
Here you go. Hey, Archie.
Blondie.
Here you go. This is who you got to ask. You bought the same exact gimbal setup that Blondie has. So if you need help and you can't figure it out with YouTube videos, ask Blondie, because it's the same exact gimbal that she's got, Sirocco's got. Blondie, Archie just bought a whole Gonzo streaming rig. He's got the earbuds. He's got the professional gimbal.
I got the whole kit there. You know that?
Oh, you already put it in the briefcase, huh?
Yes.
Look at you, man. Yeah, that's awesome. What is that going to be? Your multimedia briefcase?
Yeah, that's my briefcase for the multimedia events.
Now, hey, let me ask you something. I mean, obviously, it must have been Tan that set up the thumbnail. You didn't tell us shit. What's going on with going and visit LA MethWitch?
Oh yes.
Yeah,
I'm
you
gonna
got busy with the evacuation of Saigon and shit, and C-130 airplanes, whatever the fuck
Yes,
you're talking
I'm
about.
going on Tuesday night. Tuesday night. I'm going to spend all Wednesday, and we're catching up.
Wait a minute. Wait. Tuesday, next week, Tuesday?
No, this coming Tuesday.
Oh, fuck,
This
that's
week.
awesome.
Fuck yes. Fuck it.
So,
Fuck
hey,
it.
Archie, today there was a narrative that you only care about yourself. Now, let me ask you something.
Who said that narrative?
Well, it's a closeted homosexual, senior homosexual that's
Not me.
obsessed.
Not me. I'm not closeted.
No. You're not a senior either.
Well, thank you. That's
So
the nicest thing you ever said about me.
he says that man-child only cares about himself. Let me ask you something. When Sirocco was hospitalized, didn't you leave your home, your studio, and go visit Sirocco in the hospital?
Hey, I don't want to admit to this, Curly. People might get the wrong idea, Curly.
Well, it doesn't matter. He's actually not a part of the human race. He's like spiritually centered.
Palms down.
No, of course. I went to see him. I love him. I brought him sunflowers. You know that?
Yeah.
I love Sirocco.
So you went in his time of need. You really kept it quiet. And now, why are you going to visit LA MethWitch? Is it because everybody wanted you to visit, or did you come up with the idea yourself?
No, he's a great guy. He wants
Exactly.
Look, it's good to see him. He's been a loyal fan for a long time.
If there's anybody in the Archieverse that deserves a personalized visit to up his spirits, especially with what he's going through, it's LA MethWitch. And you know what, Arch?
Yes, sir.
If people can't, we all have faults, okay? But part of being a human being is looking past the person's faults. And some people that cannot do that, that's on them. That's their fault in life. That's a huge fault in life. And maybe that's why they're in the place that they're in. The dark, miserable, lonely, empty fucking place that they're in. And maybe that's why you're in the place that you're in.
Hey, I never thought about that, Curly.
Well, you should, because every now and then you might want to think about it like that, because there's a lot of people that take a bite out of your ass because of your faults, but they have a hard time expressing all the virtuous things that you do, Archie.
Yeah, I don't like to be known for the good things. I
remember a lot of stories, including from JJ when JJ was hospitalized with a bad case of COVID. And he's one of many people who've said these stories where they're hospitalized and feeling alone. And this show brought him a lot of happiness, whether it's you, the punters, or whatever. The main thing is you built this platform for people to come and enjoy each other's company, whether they want to do it face to face or whether they want to do it from a distance. It's nice. It's nice that people have the ability to do that, and that's what's important. So
tell your fuckhead friends.
Yeah, especially nowadays, where the days of social clubs and men's support groups and stuff are slowly fading away. But
we got each other through the pandemic. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, you know what, Mark? Exactly.
We were all stuck the fuck home, wondering if we were going to survive.
That's exactly it, Mark.
I had
hit it on the head.
When the pandemic hit, it was spring break because it was February, March, and I had bookings up the ass for dogs because spring break people travel, so I had a lot of dogs booking, and in 1 week, my entire livelihood was canceled. And I thought, all right, well that sucks. Maybe I'll work again sometime or another. And then about 3 weeks later, people realized they were stuck at home with naughty dogs, and they started booking again. And I didn't get a day off for like 3 years. So, yeah.
And I know, Rancher, you had a tough time with that, right? I just happened to hear, what was it the other day, Mark talking about you being on the respirator and answering the phone and stuff.
Oh, he was running down the hallways naked. He ripped off the IV and ran down the hallway naked with COVID. He was out of his mind. I don't even think he's hearing us right now, but
probably not. Well, you know what? Like I said, I really if people don't understand it, if I have the ability of making a donation here or there or jumping and running some shows, I feel like I'm investing in something that I enjoy, you know. So whether it's a material thing or whether it's this virtual thing, to me, I enjoy it, you know.
Oh,
and I enjoy
friendship. It's friendship, Curly. I don't know if you know this, but I'm not even fucking around right now. Personally, I saved Clyde's life twice during the pandemic. Twice.
Yes, that's right. Because he was out of there.
Yeah, the first time, I forget who, but one of the punters called me and said, "Hey, I talk to Clyde every day, as I do too." And he goes, "He hasn't answered his phone in like 2 days." So I called his daughter.
Look at Daddy. Look at Daddy giving fashion advice. Look, Blondie.
That was me and AJ.
It's a quarter button up. It's a quarter button up.
Yeah,
Nigel, Cable, and Jumper.
Yeah.
Yay.
So you guys pulled the emergency cord, you and AJ, Doc, and I got a hold of Hannah, his daughter, and sent her over there, and he was on the floor purple. And that happened actually twice, about a year apart.
With a SAT of somewhere around 60.
That's correct.
Hey, look, it's so easy. It's so easy to criticize people's faults, but you tell me when Sirocco jumped on the morning show with Archie, and they had it was a very kind and tender moment to watch Sirocco and Archie talk to each other. You know what I mean? Sirocco going through the health crisis of his life, Archie being a pillar that is always going to be there for Sirocco, whether it's good or bad, you know. Then you get the fucking penis fucking head that jumps on Marcelo, completely unaware that he, was destroying one of the most somber, actually beautiful moments between friendship of two men, you know. Then you see something like that. How in the fuck can you criticize all the faults, but not criticize the virtuous part of what these streams bring to some people? You know what? That's what I don't get.
We've just proven, Curly, that the ArchieLuxury show saves lives and saves souls. Isn't that something? Isn't that crazy?
Takes away boredom. Takes away boredom. That's for sure.
Well, you know
It's
what?
made for some good friendships too.
It's a support group, isn't it? It's a men's support.
Men need a place to go and congregate and act like men. We don't need these ethical fucking people that get fucking insulted at the drop of a hat, trying to fucking project their morals and ethics onto what was the most beautiful thing about the Archie platform? It's the trolling. The trolling has always been the best, right?
Yeah, I'm all for balls and busting and ball busting.
Yeah. So
see there? See what I did? Danny?
Let's see some super chats, boys. Super chats.
No, Curly. It's super chats. You got to make the lisp go.
Super. And you got that. You got that wrong. I wasn't trying to imitate you. I was trying to imitate Satan's pussy.
Super chat. That's how you do it. Super.
Anyways, all right, Archie. I'm gonna go set up a dungeon.
Thank you. I'll link to you. Okay.
All right. See you in a minute.
Oh Jesus! Hopefully soon. Hopefully very soon.
Did you see Mr. C's $1 already?
Mr. C $1. He had something nasty to say about me. I forget what.
Well, it's nice to have him back, though.
Well, that's true. $1 at a time. I'll take those insults. Where was it? Here it is. It was at 09 after the hour. Oh, it was just $1. Mr. C $1.
Mr. C $1. That's classic Mr. C.
It truly is. I forget what he said about me earlier, but it was mean. I felt bad. I was like, Mr. C, I love you. What? Wait, why? Oh, at 09 after the hour. Mr. C, a super member, $1.
Super chat. Where have you been? $1. And we got Golden Baba. Thanks, Curly. And Trading Profits Play Marks intro acknowledging Archie coining WWC.
I don't know where you would find that, to be honest. I don't know where that is.
Tricky, but thank you for the sentiment. Trading Profits.
It's a video that I did, but it was not like a specific video. I just kind of mentioned it somewhere in one of my wristwatch checks, so I don't really know how to find that.
You also have another super chat.
We got another super chat. Where have you been? We got a super chat here from Blundy, $2. Super chat.
A super chat, you mean fucking a fucking super chat.
Archie.
Grab it in your fucking ass.
Super chat from Ross Rachel Brady.
Super chat.
Super chat. Ross Rachel Brady.
Chat from Ross Rachel Brady, $5. Watching these streams and being on them helps me so much for me with my anxiety and depression. You all mean the world to me, and I love you all.
Back at you, Mr. Ross Rachel Brady.
Well, how about Miss Ross Rachel Brady? Try to be a little more sensitive, Doc.
Yes, Mark.
One of my favorite characters on the show, and one of my favorite voices to do impressions of. So, Ross Rachel.
Hey, Arch, just please give me 10 extra minutes, okay?
Oh, dear God. We
All
got to
right.
keep going for 10 minutes?
10 more minutes. 10 more minutes, and I'll have the dungeon running. Okay, thank you.
Doc, let's hear your RRB. Go for it.
Usually I have to warm up for it and practice it. And I listen to him off. I listen to him off air, but I'll give it my shot here.
Go ahead.
Oh yeah, I really enjoy the show a lot.
But that's not very good. I need to.
You know what? There's a small element of Sling Blade to that.
But there's a small element of Sling Blade to Ross.
I like the fried taters.
Doc, I couldn't find Sling Blade. I fucking tried Googling to find it, and I can't
Oh my
find
God,
it.
it's classic.
Yeah, I need to see it.
We were talking about the actor who
Billy Bob Thornton.
Yeah, and he actually deformed his face, so there were no prosthetics used in that movie.
I like the way you walk.
I like prosthetics. I can't even say the word. That's where Ross comes in. He likes his prosthetics.
Medium ass, yeah.
I like saran wrap and hookers.
But he's definitely a bit of a method actor, that Ross.
Can I tell you a story? Do you want to hear a hooker story?
Yes, please. Got 9 minutes to go.
I got to change the names to protect the guilty. Is that okay?
Sure.
Well, we know it's you.
No, it's not. It's not. He rang me. Okay. No, it's not Suckerhorn. I'm not going to say.
Whoa! He rang you. He rang you.
For the story, we'll just call him Jano.
Wait,
Okay, so
Suckerhorn rang you.
Okay, so this guy, he says he was okay. I'm not going to say much, but okay, he was a big supporter. Then he disappeared for a while, which could be anyone because a lot of people do that. Anyhow, this guy was very bravado, very in your face. Yeah. And he talks to me. He texts me and says, "Can I please lend $1,000?" Now I misunderstood. I thought he wanted to lend me $1,000.
Yeah, right.
No, I'm serious. Anyhow, he wanted to lend $1,000. I said, "What do you need it for?" He goes, "Oh, I just went out and I lost some money." I said, "Okay," like as if I'm a bank. And it turns out he's lost $250,000 on cocaine and hookers. And I said, "Hang on a minute." Then he mentioned the establishment. He goes, "Oh, all high end, da da da." I said, "Hang on, I smell bullshit. They're not hookers, they're strippers. They won't fuck you." I said, "Hang on a minute. You mean to say you spent all this money and he won't tell me whether he got sexual intercourse or not?" Because I said, "What's the fucking point of paying all that money if you didn't get sexual intercourse?" And I said, all you need to do is get an amp, Asian massage parlor, and do a side hustle deal. What, $200 a week you could spend and have some entertainment, some fun, and everything. Anyhow, he tells me he did a lot of coke, and he tells me he spent $250,000. And I just said, "This is fucking." I was angry. I said to him, number one, drugs are uncool. Okay, cocaine is a very uncool drug. And the fact that you've spent this money and didn't even get a fuck, that angers me even more. That angers me even more. You spent all this money and didn't get a fuck. I said, that's just ridiculous.
Pepsi and hookers is much safer.
I've gotten a fuck for a lot less than 250,000.
I know. I mean, that's what I said to him. He didn't even get a fuck.
You got fucked, all right.
Well, I feel like the moral of this story is you have an acronym for AMP, Asian Massage Parlor. It just rolls off the tongue. AMP.
And he should have gone to an AMP and got a side deal, a regular side deal.
Oh, well, yes, they have those in Thailand, don't they? The soapies.
But you know what I'm saying, don't you?
Oh, I do indeed. Actually, Mike the Mistake says technically he did get fucked.
That's what I've just said.
But I mean, why would you waste money like that and not even get sex? I don't
Well,
understand.
get to the point of the story. Did you lend him the $1,000?
No, I didn't. I'm not a fucking bank.
Of course not.
Ross Rachel Brady says he likes hookers.
But if you really needed the money, I said I would lend it to you. But I'm on a fucking. I've already maxed out my cards on some purchases.
Well, you are a bank. It's just that you take deposits only.
I said I've kind of maxed out a few purchases.
I just read that comment.
That's
Doc,
cruel.
and started laughing.
That's cruel.
Am I wrong?
Ross, you're a bad boy.
It's a funny one.
I mean, what can I do to help him? What can I do to help him seriously? What can I do?
Everybody is laughing at Ross Rachel Brady's comment. I love dating amputees. You get
I like
better
amputees. You get better parking with them.
Uh-huh. Plus, they can't run away.
You know,
feel the peg leg and you're in.
Half price, half size.
Exactly right. Exactly
Is
right.
that exactly right? Oh my god!
I was thinking.
He wasn't
out
even
loud
listening,
when you were
Danny.
being
And
with
he wasn't even listening.
I was thinking out loud and I said it, and then Archie agreed with me.
Oh yeah. Sounds good.
But you know what I mean, don't you? You know what I'm saying, don't you?
Yeah, it's fucking stupidity, Arch. It's
You know what?
absolute stupidity. How do you do
I mean,
that?
I don't mind the fact that he's gone up, but I mean, drugs are never cool. I will say this: drugs is never cool, and because I mean, you do coke. I mean, that's a very dangerous slope. You know what I mean? Like
Drugs
that's
are never cool.
Of course.
Hard drugs are never cool.
I've actually, in all honesty, I've never even done weed. Okay, and I don't need to. I don't need to do weed.
You skipped the weed and went straight to alcohol. Sorry.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying, but don't you or not?
Well, what I'm saying is that marijuana is safer than alcohol.
Well, with all that dancing experience, he might be able to get a job doing cats.
But Doc, I'm talking morally, right? Morally, I don't know if I agree with you, Doc.
Well, I'm talking medically. Medically.
But see, weed itself has got a lot of weed's not as harmless as you think it is. Okay, weed can be fucking dangerous shit. Okay,
Just like alcohol.
sorry,
Just like chocolate
alcohol.
and chocolate.
but alcohol in small doses isn't necessarily that bad.
Weed in small doses is even safer.
It's
This
right.
is an interesting.
Take it from the
interesting debate
chiropractor.
we're having here.
Take it from a Costco worker.
But the problem is with weed, you don't know the purity of it because it's illegal. You don't know the purity of it.
It's legal. It's legal all over America now.
Yeah.
It's controlled legally
And
now.
that medical weed, I saw what it did to my son. That stuff is
Potente.
That was actually the drugs that did more damage than the weed. He was on two things at the same time.
Archie, weed's actually good for you.
Archie.
Uh-huh.
Is there a super chat?
Or THC.
No, there's no super chat. There's only Danny. Archie.
I got to tell you, man, it's very serious.
A lot of the concerns about marijuana is propaganda. They made marijuana highly illegal because they were going after.
Actually, you know what? The biggest bullshit I've heard. I actually agree with you, Doc, because in my country they're going against vaping. Vaping is a lot less harmful than smoking.
Right, but it's cutting into the profits from the tobacco.
Exactly. So they've demonized vaping.
You have to pay tax on it, do you? On vape.
It's fucking
well, I
evil.
think they're trying to make it illegal completely.
Well, you don't have over here. You don't have to pay tax on.
Weed is heavily taxed.
You know, you guys in America, you don't realize the freedoms. You don't have speed cameras like we do in Australia.
Yes, we do. Not as many, but yes, we have them. We have them, just not as many.
We've even got mobile phone cameras. They're photographing your car to see whether you're using the phone.
Do you know how to solve that,
Archie?
Do you know how to solve that, Archie? Spray your number plate with it. Spray your number plate with air lacquer.
Does that work?
It reflects it, yeah. Unless I've got new cameras.
You know, guys, the in Australia, their version of the Kentucky Derby is called the Melbourne Cup. And I went to the Melbourne Cup one year, and there were thousands, tens of thousands of people there. And it took hours upon hours upon hours to get out. And it was because in Australia, leaving an event like that, they literally breathalyze every driver of every car on the way out. I mean, here they couldn't do that. You need probable cause. They just breathalyzed every driver of all 15,000.
I believe it, Marky. I believe it.
Probably took 3 hours.
Can I tell you a story about drink driving?
Mm-hmm.
I do not believe in drink driving in the least, okay? But I had a few scotches on the show. Then I had to go and do something for my son, okay? And just as I'm driving out there, there's a breath RBT test. Okay. If I've done the wrong thing, throw me in the can. I said, they said, sir, have you had any drinks? I said, yeah, actually, I had a scotch about 2-3 minutes ago. He starts rubbing his hands. Oh, good. He goes, we'll give you 10 minutes to let it wear out. Okay. I want to tell you this. Okay, I want to tell you this story. Then they came to me and said, okay, you want to go have a blow? Okay, I'll give it a go. I blow into the bag. Guess what? It came up. It goes, oh, fuck. He goes, you're clear to go. I said, what was the reading? You know what the reading was?
Sorry.
0.00. When you're a fat cunt, when you are a fat cunt.
Wasn't that your grade point average at Oxley State Home?
When you are a fat cunt, it doesn't matter. Fuck you.
That was your grade point average in school.
They don't highlight that in the weight loss commercials, do they?
Yes, you'll lose your tolerance. In America, or depending on the jurisdiction, but here in Illinois, 0.08 is the legal driving limit. Yours is 0.05, much lower.
And if you're a P-plater, 0.02.
If you're a what?
That means provisional. Just got your license. 0.02.
Super chat.
Here we go. Super chat. Michael S. $5. Don't you dare loan him any money. You'd never see it again. I've been there, done that. Happy 2024 to all of you guys.
Michael.
Happy New Year, Michael S.
Happy. Well, I think Curly got to be ready by now, doesn't he?
No, that's it. That was the thing, the echo. That was the Curly show starting. Okay, guys, we'll be back tomorrow. I want to thank the super chatters. The super chatters who made this stream great today. We got Hearth on Smash. We had Mad Dog Milo, Patel Philippe, JT, Patel Philippe, P-Cars, 1970. By the way, P-Cars, how is your wife? How are the Porsches? P-Cars, 1970. Will Money. We had Jar, Mr. C, JB, SD 43, Sirocco Sales. Tough Love, Neo, Yankee Doodle, Neo, MKB, Brett, Neo, Trading Profits, Neo, Trading Profits, Neo, JT, Mr. C, Golden Barber, Trading Profits, Blondie, Ross, Rachel Brady, Michael S, Guys, it's been a great show. I want to thank the dog trainer. I want to thank the rancher. I want to thank Mike the Snake. I want to thank Sir E. Danny, Doc.
Yes,
I want to thank Curly for coming on and running a fucking dungeon. Guys, we need your help. We need your help. We need your help desperately. And I want to say a big thank you.
And speaking
you
of
so
help,
much.
we need your help to hit the thumbs up.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. You take it easy. Have fun. Do the right thing. And I will see you tomorrow, guys.
See ya.
Great show.